What is up, everybody? I think we almost witnessed, or at least the people here almost witnessed a murder.
Well,
Would you
training camp?
would you have hit me harder than Nagano hit Fury?
It was a glancing blow. Wasn't really much of it, nothing behind it.
Which one? What you were going to do to me, or what Francis did?
Both. But it's fight camp season, baby. We're in fight week.
For what? What are you talking about?
BKFC, fighters in fight camp.
The hell are you talking about?
I don't know. Like, I lived through my fighters, man. You know, they get closer to fight. I get closer to fight. Things heat up, intensity. So, yeah.
So just so we're not talking in circles, because I always hate when people talk inner, like if you happen to put on a radio and they're having like an inner conversation. Well, the public doesn't understand, you know, the inner conversation. So basically what happened, I don't know if I want to say you were late. You were normal time for you.
Early. I was early.
You were early for you,
Yeah, well,
but late for any normal radio person.
And early by definition of like the time, like of the clock. Like,
Right.
We start the show at 1.
Right.
I was here by 12:30.
12:30, which normally would have been okay
Sure.
if the facility would have been unlocked,
Correct.
because I forgot something. Okay.
That's true.
On me.
You did. You did.
And you know, when we both kind of got flipped at each other,
For sure.
you said, I didn't leave anything at home. No, I did.
That's true.
But that's why, and I tried to explain it to you when you were on your way here. That's why I like to come an hour early.
Yeah.
Just because I would rather set up, I would rather be prepared, I'd rather everything. So you prance in at 12:30. Early for you. Early for you.
Prance is a strong word.
Early for you.
Stroll.
Late for me. All right, stroll. Is stroll better than prance?
Yeah, prance is a little feminine.
So I come in and I open up the cases. I'm like, I forgot something. 62 policemen are looking for me
Yeah.
on how fast I left the former restaurant back
I'll tell you
to.
what. I mean, we've been in the Grand Prix of St. Pete.
I'm eligible now.
The Mazda cars. We know that they can accelerate quickly. We've
Yeah,
been in
that's
turn.
true.
I've been off
That's
road.
true. That's true.
Yeah, it's impressive. You got to and from so quick.
So this is so I got back. I even called the station, said, hey, I'm going to be late. Nothing I can do. We were prepared for it.
What were you missing, by the way? What
The
did you-
cord. The cord that goes from, remember the cord that we blew up at the PGA?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, if I can't find the cord, we're done, because we don't have any backups.
Can't connect.
You know, I have backup helmets, backup, Headphones.
Yeah. Core backup producers.
yeah, all that. Backup co-hosts.
Sure.
You know, everything a backup except for the cord.
Yeah.
So I haul butt home.
Yeah.
I haul butt back.
Yeah.
I said a few things. You said a few things. You threw a thing or two.
Nah, I lost
no.
my grip.
No, okay. All right.
If this is golf,
Okay.
the grip was loose.
So you don't have G.I. Joe grip, is what you're saying.
I guess my grip strength is not what I thought it was.
See, but again, I know a guy who has this apparatus that increases your grip strength. Just, you know, the 2 core fingers.
Yeah.
You know,
It's crazy.
you don't have to worry about the thumb and the pinky and all that kind of stuff.
I want to get high with that guy.
Whatever. I don't even know what that means or what.
Vertical. It's a vertical gym.
You go up in an airplane,
Oh, what do you think getting high means?
going up in an airplane.
Oh, there you go. Well, I'm getting high on the steps.
So you got violent.
Disgruntled.
Okay.
There's no violence. There's
No. Well, but that's the difference between, and I just put something up about a birthday party. Oh, Mickey. It was Mickey's birthday party.
Okay.
Mickey D, drummer of the Scorpions, had a surprise birthday party. Okay.
Did he know about it? Or was it for someone else?
It was his.
I didn't. So he was the one
He
receiving
was the birthday.
surprise.
It was
Well,
his
I didn't
birthday.
know. You didn't say that.
A, wearing an 8-man strong shirt.
Nice.
That was awesome. It was awesome. And then me being me, I said, I'll try not to be late. In reference to a friend, and we've talked about it already in the past, a friend who said, go do something else. I came late. Don't ever talk to me again. So you got violent. And about 4 seconds later, you're like, you're a jerk. I'm a jerk. We're all good. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. So that's how we started this thing.
And that's how we could
So
solve.
you get through it.
That's how we could solve peace in the Middle East. That's how. I mean,
Oh,
really.
no.
That's it. They get mad. You get mad. You throw a rocket. I throw a rocket. And then we just call it good.
The problem is that ain't stopping.
Yeah. No.
No.
It's too far gone.
And I read something, and I know it's shocking because I really don't read a lot, that the FBI has informed the US of A.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Here?
Yeah.
Well, because they've already had the issue at Cornell University. The students have been attacked or threatened their lives.
Locked in.
Jewish
Yeah.
students, right?
Yeah. No, it's
So it's
coming.
unfortunate, right?
It's coming. And I don't think the person who runs this country has the basketballs to do what's needed.
To stand up and lose grip strength.
No, stand up with grip strength. But he
Or
was
just stand up. I mean, that guy's got trouble just standing up. Maybe he's probably got grip tape on his bathroom shower that doesn't fall down. But yeah, he needs a backbone and he needs to get one quick. But it's sad because you and I could solve world peace, Randy. If that's how you just, I mean, you and I are diplomats. I mean, I'm going to call myself a diplomat. In fact, I'm going to change my Facebook message
to diplomat.
Or right, Matthew McClellan, pizza diet inventor, diplomat.
See, this is. Should I air more stuff? Nah, no.
Yeah, go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
No, this isn't.
What's even better, diplomat or ambassador? Which is a better title? Which one does more? Or what's the difference? Does anybody know the difference?
Of what?
A diplomat versus an ambassador.
No.
They're the same? They
No.
have to have different
I
titles.
don't know. I don't know.
Oh, I'm going to look that up.
Well, an ambassador is an ambassador.
They just represent a nation abroad or affairs between two nations.
I would assume.
What's a diplomat?
I would assume I'm just making this crap up.
Okay.
Like a diplomat would be an influencer.
Oh.
Like we're going to go send, the diplomat, he's
Like Logan Paul.
Yeah, that's who we're going to
Like send a bunch of prime. Hydrate the
troops.
troops.
Exactly. No,
Nice.
Yeah. Drop the things from the plane, all of that kind of stuff. So a lot of things to talk about. The first collegiate rankings came out.
Okay.
A little shocking. The Ngannou fight, a little shocking. The Bucks make no moves. San Francisco just got better, picking up the stud or former stud from the Redskins.
Commanders.
So a lot of things to talk about. I guess let's start with our guest that's coming up.
Oh, we got a guest.
We do have a guest coming up. John Waite. John Waite sang "Missing You." A huge hit from the 70s. And to be honest, and I didn't know until our producer said, John Waite was also the lead singer of the Babies. And the Babies, I loved those guys back then. Now, again, we're talking about in my high school, teen, whatever. Sang songs like "Isn't It Time?"
Okay.
"Every Time I Think of You," and then, of course, his solo "Missing You." So, yeah, we will be speaking to John Waite, hopefully here shortly.
Nice. What's he doing? Is he doing a concert? Is he doing
Well, he's
food
touring
and music
again. No,
festival?
hit in Sarasota on the 8th, which I believe is next Wednesday or Thursday. Today's the first. So I think Wednesday.
Yeah, because we leave for UFC in New York on the 11th.
Well, that's Saturday. Right. So the 8th, John will be in Sarasota on the 8th, the 9th in Stewart, Florida, the 11th in Fort Lauderdale, and then the Hard Rock in Orlando.
Do you ever do that? Do you ever base your calendar based on UFC events or concerts where you'll be in a certain city a certain day, and then you kind of back everything up? Because I always look at, I know November 11th I'll be in New York, so I'll just back up 3 days to the 8th.
No, I don't do that. Unfortunately, what I do is I agree to do something on the 11th, and then I agree to do something else on the 11th. And then as we get closer, I go open my calendar and say, whatever word you want to implement. I have 2 events in 2 different states on the 11th.
Oh, so what's the other one? Obviously, the John Jones fight that got scrapped, Stipe fight scrapped in Madison Square Garden. That's why we booked the tickets. That's why we're flying.
Well, hold on a second. We didn't book the flight. We didn't book the tickets.
You booked it.
I booked them and booked them wrong.
Well, you did.
I just have too much crap going on.
What are you doing?
Everything. Everything. I'm helping some people, some friends, purchase cars.
Okay.
I'm doing, the other construction stuff. We're trying to do this new studio with our new studio sponsor. I'm trying to make sure our sponsors are happy. Honestly, Super Bowl's right around the corner.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this question. It goes back to when I stormed in and yelled at you.
Yeah.
Have you done anything for the Super Bowl trip yet? Exactly.
No,
That's what I'm saying. I have to do our flights. I have to do the B&B. That I've booked 2 now, and they've kicked it out.
Oh, they've rejected it?
Yeah,
Oh,
after they accept it,
because they know the money.
they can get more.
right. They're going to get crazy money.
Right. So right now, I found a beautiful trailer. It's like a trailer. I'm sure it's like a 1920 mobile vehicle.
Okay.
In Death Valley.
Okay.
So we may just be staying in that, 6 of us in a trailer in Death Valley.
Okay.
It'll cost us more in transportation back and forth than
But the stories that you'll have, right? I mean, that's what you do it for. You do it for the experience.
is that what we're doing?
This isn't a comfort trip. This is a, hey, I just need to get there.
Well, no, that's not true. I disagree. It is a comfort trip because it's almost a week. The non-comfort trip is you and me going to the UFC next Saturday morning, going to the airport Saturday night, and flying home Sunday.
Yeah, what would be the odds I fall asleep on the way to the airport after the fight?
Here's the thing, and I'm going to tell you this right now publicly. Once you book the Uber, you can do anything you want.
Fair enough.
And I'm going to top that trip with the trip we're doing in December, Steve and I.
Okay.
So we're going to cover the Army-Navy game
Oh, yeah, in Boston.
in Boston. We will fly up Friday night. We will land at 1:30 in the morning. Our hotel accommodations is at the airport. And I don't mean a hotel at the airport.
Sleeping in a chair.
We're going to hang out there. We get the car at 5 a.m. I could have gotten it sooner, but I think 5 a.m. is perfect. We're going to drive around Faneuil Hall, all the things that are in Boston that I've seen and don't need to see again. Head to the stadium, which from what I've been told is one way in, one way out.
Okay.
And it's the same way. So it's not good. So I figure we'll be there about 9. Perfect. Sleep until noon.
All right.
We're on the field, right? Army Navy. I'm gonna wear my my Navy foul weather jacket. I'm going proud.
Okay.
Now again, it's kind of like you've seen me with military people.
Yeah.
You know, it's hostile, but it's friendly hostile.
Sure. Just like when we opened the show today.
Well, no, we started hostile.
yeah.
that,
Now we're friendly.
honestly, thanks to you, became friendly because I would have been, you know, I get it, but you get it too. So it you know, then we're going to go grab something to eat. Probably downtown Boston, some awesome fish place, seafood place, whatever.
Yep.
Be done at 9. I can't believe there's no late night flights out of Boston.
Get some chowder.
Well, we'll do that a couple times. And then we go back to the airport, our hotel at the airport.
So my question is this, because I was leaving Baltimore Saturday morning, same kind of thing. Got there like 4 hours before my flight, well prepared, way early, like I always do everything. In case I forgot something, I wouldn't be rushed. So I get there, and you know, there's nowhere to sleep, Randy. Like, do any airports have a place we could rent like a cot, or could we turn it into a business, like rent a space, put in just row after row of bunk beds, kind of like the military, have maybe 3 bunk beds high, and just have a room where you can just rent out a place to sleep in between your layovers, and you can be comfortable at the airport instead of sleeping in a chair all awkward, laying on the floor, you know, sleeping up against a wall.
Yeah, I put chairs together.
We could start a business, Randy.
All right.
You and I just like there's some airports. I guess there's I think there's an airport that has a gym in it in Baltimore, where you can actually go and work out while you're on your layover. So, you know, these things are important, like haircuts. You know, you're killing time and get your hair done. You know, you didn't have time to get to the airport before, you know, get a haircut before you got to the airport. There's a lot of services the airports are lacking.
No, for sure. No, and you know, some of them do have. All right, we're over. So let's hit this break. I'm trying to stay on track.
Yeah.
Some things to talk about, bring back about the airports, because there are some things that could, should, would, but they're not. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by Staff Zone, 8-man strong, bucked up energy drink, and they've been a sponsor, BioAccelerator, but a new segment coming to the program starting next week or the week after on stem cells. Should be pretty interesting.
Ooh.
This is Knockout Radio. We'll be right back.
All right, Steve here from Knockout Radio, and we are talking to,
Kenny Kim.
and we got R2.
RTD2 to match the shirt. RTD2. Let's go.
Yeah. And then you said you're going to tell me about Fanboy. What is Fanboy?
Yeah, you know, Fanboy is just.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think, you know, Fanboy is just a place where fans can come as you can see here, there's just a lot of people here getting
Are
autographs.
you almost done yet?
Nah, I'm just getting started.
And are we having a good time?
Yes.
All right.
Don't prank me on Facebook, okay?
It's such a massive sport. UFC's been around for 30 years. 30 years. So it's not a new overnight like sensation.
First of all, let me correct you as always, because you always say things that are incorrect. The UFC is not a sport.
What's my favorite sport?
Well, it's not a sport, so how can it be your favorite
Greatest
sport if it's not a sport?
Greatest sport of all on earth. The UFC is my favorite sport.
Well, I know, and you train UFC. I get
train
it.
UFC. You eat KFC.
It's so funny. Paul Porter, who's now on the Tan Talk Radio Network, always calls the UFC. So, you going to KFC this week?
Tampa Bay's Tan Talk, entertaining and informative radio for the Sunshine State.
Come on in, sit right down. Keep your hands up, keep your chest down. Shut the door. Time to go with Randy Harrison. Knockout Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, Knockout Radio with Randy Harris is about to start. So get ready for the best MMA.
Little John Waite. You recognize the song?
That's old school.
It is old school.
I remember my dad used to listen to that song. Like that was the jam.
Well, and like I said, during the next break, or I'm sure we'll probably run it as well coming out of the break. Listen to some of the Babies songs. All right, so we write down that we need to talk about the airports again.
Okay.
But a couple things. Let's talk about Ngannou. And I think Ngannou is the biggest story. So we'll go with that. I'm assuming you didn't watch.
Saw highlights, but I didn't watch them.
Well, highlights don't help.
I didn't watch them.
And my disclaimer is this. I did watch it.
Okay.
I said, in my opinion, I thought Tyson Fury won.
Okay.
But my disclaimer is I did not watch it as a judge.
You watched as a fan.
I watched it because I wanted to see the fight.
Okay.
And I, along with everybody else, expected a lot different than what happened.
Sure.
Okay. Did Tyson Fury take Ngannou lightly? I think so.
Sure.
Did Ngannou look impressive? 1,000%.
No question.
I hate when people say, "All right, so I went back and I rewatched it." I'm not going to do that, and I don't do that, and I've never done that. I've never gone back to rewatch a fight to judge the fight.
Okay.
Okay. I've seen fights more than once, but as a judge, when I'm judging, I have to know right then. I have to be quick. I pride myself on I'm the first one to turn the ballot in after every round. And so I don't think it's fair to go back. But in this case, and I'm still not going to do it, but in this case, I didn't watch it as a judge.
Right.
Okay. I thought Tyson Fury won. I thought Ngannou looked awesome. I didn't think he outboxed him. They both, as it turns out, threw illegal punches.
Right. One elbow.
And Ngannou allegedly a Superman punch.
Right.
And I guess what he said was, it's not illegal, but it's not legal. I don't know how that can be.
So, well, yeah.
It can't be. It's
still
not
a punch. It's just not the
Well,
right technique.
right. It's not the right technique. But what somebody posted, and it might even have been him, I don't remember, is you kind of leave your feet when you throw an uppercut. Right?
Yeah. no,
Possibly. I mean,
yeah.
you can. If you're getting up.
Sure.
So if the rule is, and I don't know boxing rules, if the rule is you can't leave your feet, well, then kind of the uppercut is the same thing. Tyson Fury's elbow was blatant.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, let me teach somebody, whoever that may be. I don't want to teach you anything until you calm down even more. As a judge, if I see something illegal, I can't score that unless the referee calls it
Right. It must be deemed illegal.
illegal.
Point
So,
taken away,
so
or-
the elbow was illegal, but because it wasn't called, the
like,
judges
it's like
can't.
court. Like, you know, the evidence could be, unless it's actually admitted into the case.
Right, it
it's
has
not
to be admitted.
able- Right. So you have to, so that's the referee's job, is to admit into case for the judges to score.
Exactly.
And that
So
didn't happen.
as I watched it, and I found it fairly entertaining.
Now was the fight fixed at all, knowing that in just a few weeks the belt is on the line,
The belt,
title is on the line.
the lineal, all that stuff is on the line no matter what, because nothing was on the line.
Right.
Now, it would have been interesting because if Nagano wins, then does he become the lineal boxing champion?
And then is he fighting for the title in
Well,
December?
I think he will fight for the title soon. I truly do. WBC said the president who was there. How about all the people that were there? Did you see the photo of all the fighters?
Yeah. Kamaru
And
was
Randy
there.
and Chuck
Yeah,
were
Chuck.
there, and well, Kamaru and Israel were there with Nagano.
Right.
They walked him in, which I thought was cool.
I see Ronaldo there, the
Yep.
soccer star.
Scored 2 goals that day.
Mike Tyson.
Well, again, Tyson was with Nagano,
Right, right.
so they were part of the entourage.
Sure.
Part of the team.
Eminem was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody kind of like, I don't remember who it was, and then they realized it was Eminem.
Yeah, that
Or
was
was it
Nagano.
Eminem?
That was
It wasn't Nagano.
at the casino.
I thought the fight was good. You know me, I'm naive. I don't think it's fixed.
Is it what boxing needed to get back on the map?
No, I think it hurt boxing.
Really?
I think it hurts boxing. And I was arguing in the Bucks media room because all the MMA fans now think MMA fighters can go fight boxers. It can't happen. Was this a fluke? Obviously it was.
McGregor going the distance with Mayweather.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Let's compare the two. Okay. Did you watch the Conor McGregor Floyd Mayweather?
Yes.
Did you know that Floyd allegedly was going to bet on a certain round?
No, but it makes sense.
Did it not look like Floyd carried Conor the
No,
whole
yeah,
time?
for sure.
All right. Well, they asked Tyson about carrying him. The difference is, I think Fury had a whole lot more to lose. This win has devastated the legacy of Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Okay. Even though it was a win.
Right.
A lot of people thought he lost, but he won. And again, I had him as winning. This has now affected his legacy
Sure.
big time. He needs to. The only way that I think he can get any of that back is a quick knockout in December.
AJ. Is he
Yeah.
fighting AJ?
Who was there and laughed about the whole 9 yards. I think Nagano fights somebody big here pretty soon. People are like, he's not going to go fight in PFL.
No.
Why should
Right. Yeah. Oh, why? Just stay one discipline. He made more money doing one fight, $10 million, they said.
Easily, and he'll make
Plus he
even
got
more.
a watch for $135,000
Yep.
as a gift, and the gifts that they give you in Saudi Arabia. It's like
I once called out a fighter who came closer to punching me than you just did when I said it's stupid for a middleweight to call out a welterweight. I hate that, right? Because it can't happen. You're challenging someone and you want them to put on weight and come up to fight you. I got an idea, fatty. You lose weight, challenge the welterweight and go down. Nagano has now challenged Stipe and John Jones in a PFL fight. The only problem is Stipe and John Jones fight for the UFC.
Right.
It would be like, me calling out, I don't know, anybody. When it can't happen, it's easy to make those calls.
Sure.
And those kind of things kind of bother me as well. Yeah, call out Stipe, who didn't want to fight, allegedly, and I'm not saying I blame him, unless he's fighting John Jones and he's under contract with the UFC. You can't just walk away like you did. It's bothers me. And now I'm not going to say that I think Nagano could beat Stipe. I still don't think Nagano could beat John Jones. Again, it's two entirely different sports. So John takes Nagano down. I believe that. But he brought credibility to himself, not to the mixed martial arts world.
Right.
That's my opinion.
Sure.
Because that's all they're, arguing. And, some of the other MMA journalists, oh, this has finally brought recognition to us. Not really. It brought recognition to a former MMA fighter who boxed.
Yeah.
And took arguably, and it is arguably, the greatest heavyweight champion of all time, even though I still think Mike Tyson is.
Well, I have, there's a guy that's racing to be next to follow in Ngannou's footsteps.
A lot of people are.
And clocked at 136 miles an hour. Derek Lewis arrested for speeding in a 50-mile-per-hour zone. So I think when Derek gets done with the MMA world and be ready for the next challenge, I think he's going to try to do something like Ngannou. I mean, I think you're going to see with the prize purses that these guys are making doing these boxing matches.
As long as you're not under contract with another organization, go for it. And I think I don't think, Derek Lewis walks right into a Tyson Fury fight. I don't think he walks right in. He could go into boxing.
For sure.
And he loses.
He doesn't have to do all the, the crazy, takedowns and kicks. And, he can just work on one discipline. And we all know Derek Lewis is, he's the guy, the path of least resistance, right? Like he just wants to get straight to the money.
Sure.
And get home and get cooled down.
No, for sure.
So.
But there's a reason that these guys are MMA fighters. They're good at a lot of things. Mm-hmm. They're not great. And Francis showed that. He's not a great boxer. And even though Tyson Fury is not using anything as a crutch, I think he did take him lightly. And he said, I never expected him. It could end the same way if they fought again. And again, it could be totally, totally different. But these guys are MMA fighters. They're not boxers. And it's totally, totally different. The footwork, and again, he looked awesome. I'm going to even say he looked awesome for a boxer, but he's not a boxer. And let's see what happens now that, the whole object is to catch somebody when they're not expecting it. But, when they expect this now, when they expect what we just saw on pay-per-view, then it's not going to be a surprise. It's not going to be a shock. Now he comes out, he throws that punch that we saw him do, against Tyson Fury. And it's not a surprise and it's not a shock.
So,
like next time I belittle you, you're not going to be shocked because I've already done it.
So Deontay Wilder versus Francis Ngannou would be a mega fight. Do you think that would be an intriguing fight?
Yeah, it'd be intriguing. Sure. I told a lot of people I wasn't even going to watch the fight because it didn't interest me.
Right.
But I would watch him box again.
Because Deontay, his kryptonite was Tyson Fury. Every big champion eventually runs into that just one person
everybody's
that has your number.
Right.
Kamaru ran into Rocky Edwards, right? And then McGregor ran into Khabib, right? So everybody kind of has like that one guy that just has your number. And in boxing, Tyson Fury has Deontay Wilder's number. But I think Francis versus Wilder boxing match will be incredible.
I think any fight with Francis Ngannou now, any boxing fight with Francis Ngannou is interesting now because of what we just saw.
Sure.
If he halfway fights a fight like he did Saturday night, then yeah. But if it's different, if he gets knocked out early, if it's now they know that he can do whatever, and I'm sure that Tyson was a little skeptical of the punching power of allegedly the hardest puncher in the planet.
That's what this,
so
what science says.
I never really thought Tyson Fury was a great boxer though either.
He just had
He's
such a long
big,
reach.
right? He's big,
and he kind of used that back flap, like the little backhand, which I think is more illegal than a Superman punch, in my opinion. It's kind of disrespectful, like to run up and just kind of back slap somebody in the face, record a punch and a strike, and
thank
run
you.
up the points.
Thank you for not back flashing, splashing, whatever on your punch to me.
No, I love you, Randy. You're like the.
How far did you throw that thing?
I just lost my grip.
I think it hit the wall.
Allegedly. But back to the airport, breach in Russia, Dagestan, where a lot of top fighters, wrestlers come from, breached, with the Palestine protests and all that. And my question earlier was, what security things or what kind of features of airports would you like to see in them? Because I was in Baltimore, my high school had a game. We went up and played at St. Francis Academy on Friday night, top team in the nation and top programs in the country at Under Armour Stadium in the big lights on a Friday night. And I was just sitting in the airport.
Let me jump in and then you can get back to the airport. I just want to give this big ups. Not a big ups because you and Mark and everybody is big ups that we took this challenge. Big ups that we flew to Baltimore. Big ups that we none of that. Okay, you went and played a football game.
We did.
And no big ups to that. The thing that I'm going to give you a big ups to, they went up and played Saturday or Friday?
Friday night.
They played Friday night. Doesn't matter what the outcome is.
Yeah.
They played again on Monday.
Monday.
Doesn't matter what the outcome is.
Yeah.
And they're playing again on Friday.
Right. And
These are high school kids.
yeah.
That's to me the big ups, not that whatever.
And the quality of schedule. We went up and played St. Francis Academy in their home, top team. Played Leesburg, who was 8-1, the best season of their high school career. We played them Monday night. And now we're going to Jacksonville to play Trinity. And next week, unannounced, but announced right now, we're going to Virginia for another game. We're going to have 4 games in 2 weeks.
To me, that's a bigger, it's
Program.
even if it's not a top program, even if it's a team we put together and that school wins and dominates or loses and whatever, playing 3 games in a week,
Stuff.
it's tough for anybody. The NFL complains about it.
Yeah.
They hate Sunday, Thursday,
Right.
and then they come back and play on Sunday. So that's 3 games in 2 weeks. These kids played 3 games in 1 week.
Yeah.
That to me says a whole lot more to me, that they went up and they competed than who they played, the number 1 team in the country. And also, I would assume that reality has struck it a little
For
bit,
sure.
which is good.
Well, look, I mean, every single one of those kids is a stud on the other team, right? The quarterback committed to Michigan. I mean, this is a team backed by Under Armour.
What's his sign?
Huh?
What's his sign?
What do you mean?
The kid that signed with Michigan.
I don't know.
How come when you can tell a stupid joke, I pretend to laugh?
Zodiac sign.
No,
you
just
got
sign.
Zodiac jokes.
No, a stealing sign joke.
Oh, stealing sign. Oh, that's good.
I
Yeah.
can't believe I hit the.
Oh man. Yeah. Like Harbaugh stealing Zodiac sign as well.
I just did what I'll be doing this weekend. I threw you an underhanded slow pitch softball and you swung and missed. You must play for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah. Are they still in it?
No, they're awful.
They can't. They're going to win the World Series this year.
Well, seeing that they got eliminated, no, and neither is the team that eliminated them. They're down 3-1. Texas was up like 10-0, 10-2. I think how they make up these rules. We'll get back to the airport thing. They can find something for everything. He is the best left-handed pitcher that spits 3 times in between innings.
Sure.
Texas, I guess, is the first team in the postseason to score 5 or more runs, which means 5 or more runs in back-to-back innings.
Wow.
Is that really? Who cares?
Yeah. I heard they had a controversial guy throw out the first pitch, or
Whatever. Why are you trying to piss me?
I'm not pissing you off. I'm just bringing up politics.
A former president?
Your guy, your president.
I almost stopped at a neighbor who has a sign out that says, Biden is not my president.
Where's he from?
I want to knock on the door and say, hey, moron, where are you from?
Well, maybe he's not a citizen. Could be from Yemen or somewhere.
It's possible.
Where's he from?
But I will bet you anything you want. We will drive to their house after the show and knock on the door and ask, where are you from?
All right.
What's on your birth certificate? And then I want you to be riled as I got you. All right. So be prepared.
Okay.
When I say, hey, moron, he is your president. I can't believe people say that.
People are dumb.
They are dumb.
They're just dumb.
80% of the world is dumb.
Pretty much.
90% of this country is dumb.
So,
There's me and 6 people that are not.
It's more, but yeah.
More than that. All right. All right.
Maybe 10.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead a quick break. Hanging out here. This is our final time, to the best of my knowledge, as a studio is being put together
I hope so.
in Pinellas Park. It'll be good stuff. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by Staff Zone, 8-man strong, Bio Accelerator, and Bucked Up Energy Drink.
It's such a massive sport. UFC's been around for 30 years. 30 years. So it's not a new overnight sensation.
First of all, let me correct you, as always, because you always say things that are incorrect. The UFC is not a sport.
What's my favorite sport?
Well, it's not a sport, so how can it be your favorite
Greatest
sport if it's not a sport?
Greatest sport of all on earth.
Come on, Steve, stand up for yourself. Don't be
Well, I
afraid.
know, and you train UFC. I get it.
Drink UFC. You eat KFC.
Yeah. It's so funny. Paul Porter, who's now on the Tan Talk Radio Network, always calls the UFC. So, you going to KFC this week?
What's going on? So,
I don't know what you need that for. It's just us.
John Wayne calling in?
I don't know.
Okay.
The John Wayne interview's at 105.
John Wade's a busy guy.
I guess so.
What's he do? He's like missing you, waiting on you.
He's missing you. He's in love with you.
Loving you.
So we got another Mickey Shark. We got two on. I guess Randy's got one too. Yep, Randy's is over here, Mickey's is over there. That's how it goes. There's Mickey Shark. There's a shark. There's a shark. There's Darren Shaw, Randy Harris, Kelly Anderson, and no introduction here.
Did we talk about Dana White's PBR Bowl?
No, we did not. Did you go?
Well, no, that is
Coming up.
it's coming up on the 16th, and then I think that no, the PBR I think is the 16th. He was sometime this week, I think. I couldn't imagine being on a bull for 8 seconds, being flippity flop flop.
Oh, would you try it though?
Probably not.
If Dana says all three of us, you, me, and Steve, get to go out and ride the bull, you would take that opportunity.
I don't know. I'd take the opportunity to come out. I don't know if I'm getting on the bull.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You know, on this bull,
If you can set it up where I can ride Dana White's bull. You said he's got a monster that he like.
he invited the media to get on the bull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got. Come on. If it's Dana White's bull, you know it's legit. You know he bought like the.
Love this song.
Sounds like a Disney song.
Why you say that?
It's like a song that would be coming out of like like Frozen or something. It'd be
Did
like,
you know that there's who is in Frozen? Who's the main character?
Anna,
No, it's not Anna.
Ava, Bella?
You're killing me.
I don't know.
Who is the main character in Frozen? I don't know. I'm asking Elsa. Elsa.
Yeah.
All right.
What's that?
So there's a new Elsa and a newer Elsa.
Oh.
Did you know that?
No.
I didn't either. So Nell dressed as Elsa last night for Halloween.
Okay.
But there's, I guess, two Frozens, Frozen 1 and Frozen 2. So if you say to her, "Oh, you're Elsa," she goes, "No, I'm Elsa too,"
Oh.
because I guess they wore a different dress or something. So there was another Elsa, and they crossed paths last night.
Oh.
And one was 1 and one was 2.
They battled it out.
Well, they would have if they both were 1 or they both were 2. But one was from the original. Before I forget, because I will, what I'd like to see in airports, and some do have it, I know, like little booths where you can go in and sleep.
Okay, like pods.
Yeah, like
Not
little pods. The problem is they're so expensive.
Yeah.
So if a hotel is $85, not in Vegas, not in New York,
Right,
where
right.
it's 85 and the pod is 55, why would you do the pod?
Sure.
I'll just sleep in the chair.
It's got to be like $10.
Right.
$12. You would do that all day. $12. You like get a nap in. You got a 4-hour layover, 5 hours.
Yeah.
You can lay down comfortably.
Yeah.
You can be on your phone.
I would be curious. I would do it one time, wondering if I could do it. But I could sleep in a chair in the airport, no problem. Can I relax enough in a pod? Like one Super Bowl, a guy who has since departed Earth sold our hotel room.
Oh.
He got so much money for his hotel room that we were sharing that he sold it.
Okay.
So I tried to sleep, and you know the end of the story, but I don't know if you know the beginning, where I tried to sleep in my vehicle.
Oh,
I had a truck at the time.
Okay.
And I tried to lay in the back bed and it was covered. I couldn't. I'm in a parking garage.
Okay.
Bad things happen
in parking garage?
in parking garages, in streets. And ask Michael Jordan's dad.
Oh, yeah. That's on a highway.
But I'm saying
He's
anywhere.
driving a golden Lexus and he, was parked on the side of the road taking a nap. I mean, look, Some people just deserve
Don't
what
think.
they get.
So my wife is watching a crime show.
Okay.
And I disagreed with what happened. And she's like, it's not awful. So give me your thoughts on this.
Okay.
So the girlfriend rides her bicycle 5 miles
Okay.
to go see her boyfriend.
Okay.
It's there 20 minutes, and says, all right, I'm going to head home.
Okay.
And she's going to ride her bicycle back 5 miles.
Okay.
The boyfriend says, I'm going to ride with you. He's in a motorcycle.
Okay.
And the video was pretty funny. He's like yelling, move your rear, slow poke, whatever.
Okay.
She's roughly a mile from her house.
Okay.
And says, I'm good. I'm good the rest of the way. And he turns around and leaves.
Okay.
Obviously, she was murdered.
Okay.
If you rode the 4 miles, why would you not ride the last mile? Are you in that much of a hurry? I'm in a hurry everywhere I go.
See, this one's different.
I think I would have gone the extra mile.
That's good, and thing for life. It's
Yeah.
called Jim. Going the extra mile. It's a sales marketing technique that we use from Verizon Wireless back when I was #1 sales rep in the Midwest. Going the extra mile is important. I don't know. I think it's situational. I mean, I like my daughters are now at the age, they're 9 and 11, and they're desperately seeking like some independence, right? They want to show that they're big. They want to stay home alone. We won't let them. They want to drive the car. Absolutely not. I'm not going to let you wreck my Jeep. So there's things that we have control of. So I've compromised. I've given them the freedom that when the dog stopped to take his number 2 in the morning on the way to school, wherever that location is, that's where I stop walking with them to school. And I let them continue all the way through. So I will walk till I can see them get to the crossing guard. And then I know the crossing guard has control of them.
That's okay.
So I think, but I don't walk my kids all the way to the school front door like I used to.
But there's somebody there.
So, right, because I pass them off to
Right.
someone of authority that is trustworthy. I think this one, how would you know, right? I mean, if the girl's like, hey, I'm good, I'm home, I'm close, I don't need I don't see how you would know that she's gonna get murdered in the last mile. You were just with her for 4 miles.
Right.
So I just think it's just one of those things that
You don't think about it. I get all that.
left in the world. I don't think it was a conscious decision of like, because if he had known, I'm sure he would have gone absolutely to the walked her to the door.
Right. You would have thought, but his comment was, I'm going to ride you home,
Right.
to watch. So why
What
would you?
changed in that last mile?
I'm sure he had nothing to do with it. They
Sure.
found who did it, all that kind of stuff. But if you're doing it, and you know me, if I can get home quicker.
But you never know the situation. It could be like a forbidden boyfriend. Maybe the parents don't approve. Like, hey, if we're too close to the house, they might see you. Like, you should go home now. I'm good.
You mean like last week when Johnny Fairplay told the story about his fiance's wedding and about asking permission and whatever. And to paraphrase, I guess she's been married twice.
Yeah, twice,
This will be her third marriage. And the first time, I guess the father did or said something to the groom. The second time he didn't, and nobody ever questioned it. And when it was brought up, the father said, yeah, because I didn't approve.
Yeah. Sure.
So you mean like that?
So you never know. I mean, maybe like they're not supposed to be together. Or they've got history or whatever, and then maybe he's like, all right, you're close enough. I'm going to go back. So you just don't know the situation. But the world's a crazy place. So every time you leave your house, unfortunately, it's your job to protect yourself all the way till you get back to the house. So no matter what, it's part of the world.
Interesting, question, because I brought this up with my wife. As we were talking about that, my daughter and I are very close.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly don't know any father, daughter, son that could possibly be closer than my daughter and I. I mean, we are extremely
I
close.
mean, Ivanka, probably.
no comment.
I mean, she's
No comment.
funds and stuff for her dad. Like, she's closer.
So we were talking about that, and I said, what would happen if I didn't approve of Jake? I know what would happen. She'd still get married.
Right. Of course.
Because we were talking about the unwritten ask permission. What are you asking permission for? It's kind of like I've told the kids that never ask a question instead of a statement if you are afraid of the answer.
Okay.
Like, when I would used to say to the kids and now about a kiss goodbye or whatever. I don't ask anymore because if they say no, I can't be mad.
Yeah. Right.
I'll tell you what the new ploy is. Do
What's
we
the
have
new
time? The new ploy. I started this a couple months ago. So when she would go to leave, and we would always say, can I have a hug? Bye, whatever. And then no, and she'd run home. Now I tell her no hugs,
So the reverse
and
psychology.
she laughs. And so like today, I was like, "Can I get a hug?" She goes, "Say no." I said, "Okay, no hugs." And then she jumps up on the chair. It's hilarious. We'll have to film that next. But yeah, you don't ask a question and then get mad if you don't like the answer.
Sure.
And that's why.
So did Jake come to you and ask for your hand in marriage, like to marry your daughter? Like, did he go traditional route?
All right. So here's the truth. Yes, he did.
Okay.
After he brought the ring that I helped him buy. Kind of. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. So after
Right.
you financially backed him,
Well, no. I didn't financially back the
so
ring.
like the U.S. to Israel, like you're backing the deal,
No, not the ring.
you're paying the wedding.
No.
It's a lot of hesitation.
Well, I wasn't going to say it publicly.
You were involved in this.
Well, first with the ring. So, I introduced him to David Santos,
Okay.
who's my jeweler and in the boxing, and he was a big boxer and here on 4th Street, the 4th Street Gym. So it was kind of anticlimactic since not only did I know you bought the ring, I picked up the ring. And my wife drove the ring to you guys in Georgia.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
Feel bad for you because you got 2 of them. But
Too.
yeah, no, put my foot down.
Yeah,
Nope.
you're not paying for it.
Paying for a few things.
Okay. All
A
right.
few things.
Right.
Well, it's today's younger generation. When they're not, it's like you take somebody out, to eat. I can't say this to you, okay? But because you always get the most expensive thing when we go out to eat, whether you pay for it or somebody else does.
Don't.
You always get steak. Always.
When?
Every time we've gone out. Every time.
Protein is
right.
part of my diet.
You like steak. But if a wedding, if X is paying for it, it's a $15,000 wedding. But when you're paying for it, all of a sudden it's only $65.40.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
So yeah, we're paying for a little bit.
Yeah.
My wife is 100% against this.
She wants to pay all of it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That ain't happening.
Now, does your wife, did you ask her permission? Like,
I did.
does she, like, obviously she approves of the marriage of her daughter.
Oh, I thought you meant when I was so scared of my father-in-law. I couldn't even look at him.
Really?
Yeah. He's like the 1940 crew cut military. Yeah.
So I didn't know my father-in-law. Like, my wife's Brazilian. So she was here on a visa.
Well, they would have said no.
He bought our rings. He bought our rings like when we got married. So, well, yeah, I never met him. I didn't meet anyone in her family. We got married before I met anyone in the family. We got married, and then 3 months later, we went to Brazil for our honeymoon. I met everyone. So it was a little different. But her visa is expiring.
And were they still against it?
No, they loved it. They're a great relationship with my father-in-law.
Your real in-laws or the ones
Yeah.
that they pretend are your in-laws?
What are you talking about? It's the same people.
No, it's not. I heard stories
What?
that your wife brought stand-ins
They're not stand-ins. Those are her family.
because she knew that they were against it.
There's nobody against it.
Okay.
I mean, my father-in-law had brain trauma from like an accident. I'm sure he would remember that. He said yes.
Was that before or after he met you?
Both.
He probably did it on purpose.
No, it's good. So, but I never got that experience, So I hope someday that some kids come, some young man comes, asks my hand, for my daughter. And I hope it's still somewhat traditional. I like the thought behind it. I like the process behind it.
But I don't. And I already told you why, because it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know it doesn't. What? But you don't like tradition? You're not a fan of tradition?
But it's not my tradition. It is a tradition. Like we've started our own traditions. We do our own stuff, whatever. Some silly, some not. But that's our tradition. Just because it's a tradition that somebody all of a sudden said, oh, you have to go do this. Like I said, and with my daughter, or if I would have asked my father-in-law, and if he would have said no,
Yeah, what do you do?
what then what? Now you're backed into a corner. The groom who asked permission and is declined it is now backed into a corner.
That's true.
Now what do you do?
You're right. That's right. You're right. Because then you're either defiant, right? So then the future relationship with that side of the family is tarnished. And if you just give it up, then you're not loyal to the girl. Like, so you're
right.
Right.
So that goes back to what I said before. Don't ask a question that then you're going to be upset with the answer.
So Jake was like, look, I'm going to marry your daughter. I just need help with the ring.
Well, no, he didn't say any of that.
Jeweler.
No, he didn't say any of that. They sent a picture. My daughter sent a picture. Hey, this is what we're looking at. I tend to butt in all the time because I can help. I know people. I have friends in low places. Suggested David. And so that's kind of where it went. And then afterwards.
When's the wedding?
November next year.
Okay.
Why? What does it matter to you?
I just want to make sure I'm off work.
You don't even have a job.
But I might have one by then. I could be a wedding security guy at your wedding.
You could be security.
I'll be there, and put me in the room, or what's the tux row in the best man side.
I'm going to put you in the room that takes the coats.
Oh, why?
The coat room.
No, I don't want to do that.
Well, you got to work.
It's work. That's hard work. It's too much. I mean, we could do a pizza wedding.
Why? You don't have a pizza shop.
I would get a little pizza box and bring the rings down, a little pizza box, deliver the rings to the altar.
I'm pretty sure that all of that is already here.
Throw some pepperonis instead of rose petals.
That's an idea.
Right? Be the cheesiest wedding of all time.
Yeah, but with this crowd, they pick up the pepperonis and eat them.
Oh, yeah, you guys are savages.
Enough talking about them because I could say some more things that I really don't want to.
That's exciting. Why are they playing so far, though? Like, why plan a wedding so far?
I agree. I
thought,
just
go.
Part is financially.
You think so?
Well,
because there's some people in your family that, time is of essence. Like, your mom's older. I mean, waiting that long, she might not get to.
I agree.
I
agree. I would have thrown in another $20.
Right. Then you can own the wedding.
I would have at least paid for my meal.
Can we get Steve married on that same?
Well, here's the thing.
Rent it out to different parties?
Just so you know, anybody who's come to the wedding has to work.
Okay.
So you need to pick a job, whether you're the doorman, whether you're the DJ.
That's DJ Tony's expertise.
I can't go with DJ Tony.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I can't.
Oh, you don't like the Spanish?
No, it's not that at all. It's
so bad.
BKFC now has 16 events a week.
That's true.
And he's already said that, I can book it, but then I may not be there.
Oh, yeah.
So what good is that?
What could Steve do?
Well, Steve's the limo driver. Steve's stepping out of his comfort zone. Hey, we were.
I guess
we got 2 minutes. We were with your boy.
Yeah.
Last Thursday.
Yeah.
Terry Bollea. And we'll talk about this the second hour. The reality guys, okay, were in awe that Hulk Hogan was in awe of the reality guys. Right?
It's a weird.
It's definitely weird. Who would have thought that? I mean, Jax Taylor, who is massive.
Yeah.
That place lost it. They claimed at Hogan's Hangout that's the biggest crowd they've ever had.
Wow.
It was also a Thursday night. It was also Buffalo Bills, and I guess a Buffalo Bills fan club is in there. So it was kind of strange to hear cheers during that game. And I had to go in the other room and, what's going on here? It's because it's the Buffalo Bills fan club. But the place kind of lost it. And it was kind of a cool event. We'll talk about that. We'll come back with that, unless I forget. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong, Staff Zone, Bucked Up Energy Drink, and Bio Accelerator. Did we talk about Dana White's PBR Bowl?
No, we did not. Did you go?
Well, no, that is it's coming up on the 16th. And then I think the PBR, I think, is the 16th. He was sometime this week, I think. I couldn't imagine being on a bull for 8 seconds, being flippity flop flop.
Oh, would you try it though?
Probably not.
If Dana says all three of us, you, me, and Steve, get to go out and ride the bull, you would take that opportunity.
I don't know. I'd take the opportunity to come out. I don't know if I'm getting on the bull.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You know, on this bull,
If you can set it up where I can ride Dana White's bull. You said he's got a monster that he like.
he invited the media to get on the bull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got. Come on. If it's Dana White's bull, you know it's legit. You know he bought like the black market. Of
Well, see, if you would have listened to
Tampa Bay's Tan Talk, entertaining and informative radio for the Sunshine State.
Come on in, sit right down. Keep your hands up, keep your chin down. Shut the door. Time to go with Randy Harrison. Knockout Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, Knockout Radio with Randy Harris is about to start. So get ready for the best MMA talk, games, interviews, prizes, and surprises anywhere. For Knockout Radio, I'm the voice, Ray Flores. And now, here's Knockout Radio.
Hey, everybody.
It's such a massive sport. UFC's been around for 30 years. 30 years. So it's not a new overnight like sensation.
First of all, let me correct you, as always, because you always say things that are incorrect. The UFC is not a sport.
What's my favorite sport?
Well, it's not a sport, so how can it be your favorite
Greatest
sport if it's not a sport?
Greatest sport of all on earth. The UFC is my favorite sport.
Well, I know, and you train UFC. I get
train UFC.
it.
You eat KFC.
It's so funny. Paul Porter, who's now on the Tan Talk Radio Network, always calls the UFC. So, you going to KFC this week?
All right, Steve here from Knockout Radio, and we are talking to,
Kenny Kemp.
and we got R2.
RTD2 to match the shirt. RTD2. Let's go.
And then you said you're going to tell me about Fanboy. What is Fanboy?
Yeah, you know, Fanboy is just.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think, Fanboy is just a place where fans can come. As you can see here, there's just a lot of people here getting autographs.
Are you almost done yet?
Nah, I'm just getting started.
Yeah. And are you having a good time?
Yes.
All right. Very good.
Don't prank me on Facebook, okay?
It's such a massive sport. UFC's been around for 30 years. 30 years. So it's not a new overnight like sensation.
First of all, let me correct you, as always, because you always say things that are incorrect. The UFC is not a sport.
What's my favorite sport?
Well, it's not a sport, so how can it be your favorite sport if it's not a sport?
Greatest sport of all on earth. The UFC is my favorite sport.
Well, I know, and you train UFC. I get
train
it.
UFC. You eat KFC.
It's so funny. Paul Porter, who's now on the Tan Talk Radio Network, always calls the UFC. So, you going to KFC this week?
All right, we are back coming to you from the formerly known as Tournament to Pizza. See, it was perfect timing given that that display album that said Tour to Pizza to Johnny Fairplay.
Yeah, I needed my replacement.
It was a parting gift.
I need my replacement. I like that.
You're the one that wanted to give it to him.
No, I wanted to show it to him.
Why would you?
He's a vinyl guy. That was a cool concept.
I know how you can get another one. So let's talk about that real quickly. Last week, Janet Corbin, Mama C, and Johnny Fairplay came here on Wednesday. They did the big thing, and there's one tonight in Charlotte.
Yeah.
So Survivor's tonight, and House of Villains is tomorrow, and it was pretty cool. I'll tell you what, it was weird. It was weird.
Yeah.
And I remember Mama C, who was on Survivor, who's now engaged to Johnny Fairplay, who we talked about, his big thing. She goes, how weird it is that they're showing House of Villains, and 2 of the House of Villains, 3 of the House of Villains are at the Savannah. Right? It is weird. I mean, we know what TV is, and I get all that. But when we went and walked into the hotel room, and Bananas was there, after I just got through watching the entire season of the challenge. Okay.
I don't know any of these shows.
I don't either.
I mean, I didn't even know who they were. Like, being honest.
Well, it's because you don't watch the show.
TV. I don't know anything about them.
So the 3 that came here last Wednesday were all on different seasons of Survivor.
Right.
Okay. And then when we went on Thursday, it was 3 that are on House of Villains, which is another reality show.
And what's the concept of House of Villains? Like,
they're all villains.
but they live in a house. Like
Yeah, it's the
they
same
compete
thing.
in games,
It's
like,
the
okay,
right.
same
They
kind.
compete. They're going to boot people out.
Okay.
We were told some things that makes reality TV not very reality. It's right. It's not very
It's like
real.
wrestling.
Yeah.
That's why it makes sense to be a Hogan's, like, because they're all fake, like you said.
Pretty much. Pretty much. So we walk in, and then there's a young, in her 20s girl there. And I'm looking at her, and I go, and I asked one of the guys, I go, what show was she from? And they're like, oh, no, she's not from any show. She's just. Well, I later found out she was on the challenge this year as well.
Oh, okay.
Local, she's going to come to the new studio.
Nice.
She wants to go to a Bucks game. She wants to go fishing.
Okay.
So we're going to, kind of bring her in. Johnny Bananas, where his big villain came from. So when he was on the challenge, he's won it 7 times.
Okay.
It says something that you've won it 7 times.
Sure.
Because the challenge is all of, I think it's from 3 shows. I think it's The Amazing Race, Survivor, and Big Brother.
Okay.
Okay. And they compete, and then whoever wins that week, they nominate a male and a female. And then the entire house nominates a male and a female. And they literally fight it out. It's a contest. It could be whatever. They've had this thing where it's like a really short, shallow, like hallway, and you have to run through each other.
Okay.
It's cool.
So let me ask you this question. Is it similar to, let's say, since you said fight it out, the BKFC when it first started, the roster was small, and the guys got a lot more fights. The same guys fought more often. Like, guys that aren't even part of the promotion now anymore aren't, part of it because it grew so much, and then the talent and the waiting list and people that join in. So, if you win something so much in the very beginning, like 7 times, before it becomes like the mainstream, is it holding the same amount of weight as if you win it now at this point?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know the years that he's won them, but he was in the finale. The cool thing, if you watch the challenge, what I liked is they kept trying to kick this one guy out. And every time he went to the challenge portion where it's 2 and then the winner wins and stays, they tried to eliminate him for like the last month and a half. And he continued to win. And then he ended up winning the whole thing. So that's kind of one of those feel-good stories. We're going to have some of the challenge. There's a challenge podcast that my buddy does. And he's heavily involved in wrestling as well. So the day of the Royal Rumble, they're going to be at Abe's place, or Mugs and Jugs, which Abe used to own. And we're going to provide the transportation. We're going to go hang out with them. And you'll get to meet some more.
I have an opportunity for you. I don't know if you have any interest in that opportunity.
Yeah, anything coming from you.
It's a business opportunity. So here's what I need. I need your credit card.
Yeah. You've already roped me into another one of those.
No, I didn't rope you into nothing. But here's the opportunity. Have you ever heard of a game called Dungeons and Dragons?
I've heard of it.
Okay, so Steve, the producer, is going nuts. Like, did you see that?
Well, he
excitement?
looks like the dragon.
He is. I mean, I'm sure he has.
And he's probably been in a dungeon.
What level of body armor do you have, Steve?
It's none of your business.
Okay, so he's fully armed.
Right.
Okay, he's equipped. But here's the thing. So my neighbor, I was walking his dog, Lucky, my dog, Milo, walking to school. We're having a conversation.
The dogs are walking to school?
It's a play date. You know, they're just kind of walking together. He and I started a conversation. I'm like, what do you do, by the way? He's like, well, I used to be a teacher. I said, okay. I was like, cool. So we started talking. I was like, well, what do you do now? He goes, ever since COVID, he goes, I host Dungeons & Dragons online games. And he makes more money hosting online Dungeons & Dragons games. And I said, you know, Randy has the radio show. We interview all these fighters, and they're all into gaming. They're all sitting around hotels during fight week, bored, out of their mind. They don't want to go out. They don't want to be distracted. They're in a weight cut. I was like, well, I'm sure there's a symmetry there where, you know, we could have like hosted games, get all the UFC guys involved, get all the fighters involved, and we could actually be a part of this like digital online gaming platform.
Yeah, because nobody has thought about that before. Oh, how about this one? Nice email we just got.
Yeah.
Credentials for the Daytona 500.
Hey.
Yeah. Like that.
Nice. Let's go.
Have you ever been?
The Daytona 500, I did.
Have you ever been to a neck car race?
Yes, did. I went to Daytona for the Firecracker 400 once.
All right. The July.
Huh?
That's July.
Yeah, and I went to the Brickyard 400 in Indy.
Okay.
And then I went to Indy 500 like 3 years in a row.
Have you ever kissed the bricks?
I did. I was on the track. I got to drive my Camaro. I had a 97 Brickyard 400 Camaro pace car. It had the orange hugger stripes, the white rims, white leather.
All right, enough about you.
And then they had track day, and you could take your car on track and drive a lap. And so you got the experience of, you know, kiss the brakes, and you got to drive the car one lap.
So
around.
which would be better, you driving your car or sitting in an Indy car and letting them drive?
I mean,
It's not even close.
My car.
No way.
Yeah, because the cars are crowded. There's no AC. The microwave barely works.
But it does work, so you can pop a hot pocket.
But my car had a convertible, and I was free. I had the wind in my hair.
Since we pick up new listeners, you know, all the time, my one story, and I've done it a couple times on the racetrack. I've been very fortunate. So at last year's CES, Steve and I went and got to do a ride, and I was livid at Steve, kind of like I was you earlier today.
Yeah.
So I'm
You
next.
really have temper issues.
I'm next, right? And I got disrespected, just like you think you did. And Steve jumped in front of me.
No, he does.
Okay, so he gets 2 laps. All right, so then I get 1 lap. Now I'm not happy, right?
Yeah.
It's just not right. It's not fair.
Doesn't know his role in the hierarchy.
Well, it's
of
not even
the
that.
kingdom.
I'm not necessarily mad at him. I'm mad that, yeah, he jumped in front of me, because if I would have gotten in that car, I would have gotten 2 laps. And he kept saying, not my fault. He told me to go. He told me to go. And, well, I gave my phone to an Indy driver. Okay.
Yeah.
It was his dad that took me around, but he's an Indy driver as well. So he filmed it. Later that night, we're looking, and he's like, no, you got 2 laps. And I go, no, I didn't. I'm telling you, I didn't. And then we looked at the video, and we have a video of me in the car going around the start finish, which is telling you what? I'm on my second lap.
Oh, wow.
Because you're coming
Oh, yeah.
out of the pits. So if you're coming out of the pits and you're curving left, you know, that's where the start finish line is, right?
Yeah.
A little bit. So if there's a photo of me in a car over the start finish line, that means I got 2 laps.
Okay.
These cars go so fast.
Yeah.
I literally thought we turned twice. I would do that over drive my own car.
Did you apologize to Steve for the
Yeah.
error and omissions?
I'm sure I did. I'm sure I picked up a caffeine-free
You
Coke.
think he
for him.
gets so much because of his blonde hair, and they like at first glance they're like, "Oh, that's a hot blonde chick," and they're like, "Oh, wait, oh, he's already got a second lap in." Then they kick him out.
They
They're
give him
like,
a
"All
third
right,
one.
All right, Randy,
Yeah.
come on up.
They give him a third lap.
He's a pretty producer.
But
I'm gonna say.
I would much rather do that than drive my own car. And I drove my own car on the streets of St. Pete today.
But you never owned a Brickyard commemorative pace car.
You didn't
I
drive.
had the Camaro.
You didn't drive top speed on
No.
the track.
No, my car had a governor. I mean, it top out at 110.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I do 110 in the Mazda.
Yeah.
You know, big deal.
Right. No, I mean, it's a different rush. But just the experience of having your own personal car on the Indy 500 track.
I don't even think
it
it's
was
close.
cool.
No, I'm not saying it's not
It was
cool.
cool.
I'm not saying it's not cool. But I don't think it's even compatible.
Now, back in your day, I mean, it's still
We did the wagons.
my day too. But do you remember Carburation Day? Do you know what Carburation Day was? It should be a national holiday. I mean, it should be a government recognized holiday. Carburation Day was back in the old Indy 500. They used to have Carburation Day where they tune the carburetors. And Thursday was the day where they would take the cars out and then they would tune them. That's when everybody would take off work. Everyone would go to the track. Everyone would party all day long. No one went to work. Carburation Thursday was and still is legendary in my book. What do you think?
Sure, whatever.
To break a carburetor?
I don't even know what a carburetor is.
It's part of the car, the engine that makes the thing go faster.
Yeah, I know.
It's all about carburation.
Yeah, well, whatever.
You're a carb guy.
I am a carb guy. The more carbs, the better. We went to Island Way Grill on Sunday, and I said, I'm going to kill this place.
Yeah.
I mean,
Put damage in it.
we did. All right.
I'll cut carbs with pizza cutter.
Will you cut carbs toward a pizza?
That's how I cut my
Yeah.
carbs.
This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong, Staff Zone, Bucked Up Energy Drink, and Bio Accelerator.
It's such a massive sport. UFC's been around for 30 years. 30 years. So it's not a new overnight sensation.
First of all, let me correct you, as always, because you always say things that are incorrect. The UFC is not a sport.
What's my favorite sport?
Well, it's not a sport, so how can it be your favorite sport if it's not a sport?
Greatest sport of all. The UFC is my favorite sport.
Well, I know, and you train UFC. I get
train UFC. You eat KFC.
It's so funny. Paul Porter, who's now on the Tan Talk Radio Network, always calls the UFC. So, you going to KFC this week?
Tampa Bay's Tan Talk, entertaining and informative radio for the Sunshine State.
Come on in, sit right down. Keep your hands up, keep your chin down. Shut the door. Time to go with Randy Harris and Knockout Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, Knockout Radio with Randy Harris is about to start. So get ready for the best MMA talk, games, interviews, prizes, and surprises anywhere. For Knockout Radio, I'm the voice, Ray Flores. And now, here's Knockout Radio.
Hey-o. Hey, everybody.
Baltimore, last Friday was Baltimore.
So we got another Mickey Shark.
We got 2 of them on.
We got 2 on. I guess Randy's got one too. Yep, Randy's is over here, Mickey's is over there. That's how it goes. There's Mickey Shark. There's a shark. There's a shark. There's Darren Shaw, Randy Harris, Kelly Anderson, and no introduction here.
Come Sunday and hang out with me. I'll bake a pie. So that's gonna be the last food that I produce out of here myself.
We're back.
Sunday afternoon. It'd be my pleasure. All right, thank you, man. All right, see you, buddy.
It's the babies. We all have babies, but that is the babies. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong, Staff Zone, Bucked Up Energy Drink, and Bio Accelerator. We will be starting, whether it's next week or the week after, a weekly segment on stem cells.
Yeah.
What it does. We'll talk about different parts of the body.
It makes you like a baby again.
I don't know.
From what I understand about stem cells,
That's why we're going to have experts on.
But from what I understand, they inject the stem cells into areas that are damaged. The cells go in unassigned. They don't have a specific duty.
Religion-wise, they're not assigned.
They're not assigned. They don't have like an origin.
Okay.
So they go in, and then the body assigns them to repair the damaged issues: the shoulder, the knee, the back, the spine, whatever it is. So yeah, I'm excited to learn more about it. Love to go down to Columbia and try it out. Test it out.
Good luck.
Why?
Good luck.
Why?
I've been working on mine for 3 years.
Yeah, but you're not an athlete. I mean, us athletes, we need
You can't even spell the word athlete,
Uh,
let alone be called one.
at a.
So yeah, so we will be starting that here very, very shortly.
Speaking of athletes, this weekend, Orlando, Mr. Olympia coming to town. So
That's Friday, right?
greatest bodybuilding competition on the planet. The Sandow Award is up for grabs.
Who?
It's the Sandow Award.
What's that?
That's the world's best trophy. They say you are the greatest male physique on the planet. That you are the open bodybuilding champion of the world. Arnold Schwarzenegger won it 8 times. Ronnie Coleman 8 times.
How about Gary
Bill
Coleman?
Heath.
Gary Coleman win
Gary
it?
Coleman. He was the leader of the Smurfs, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
But Bill Heath, 7-time winner, and possibly from the great state of the Hoosiers, where I'm from, Derek Lunsford. He may win his first Sandow this year. It's looking good. Big Rami's out. Hadi had a family emergency. He's no longer the reigning champ. Is no longer in. And yesterday, Nick Walker pulled a hamstring, tore a hamstring, and he's out of the competition. Looking like Derek Lunsford.
You can't pose with a torn hamstring?
You can't. I mean, these athletes are. I mean, you understand how close the competition is at that level, and the amount of squeezing and force it requires to show separation in the hamstrings, the quads, the glutes. There's no way he can't. So, but yeah, it's gonna be exciting, and I will have a booth inside with the Challenge athletes, the Specially Fit Academy. All 30 of our athletes are competing in the Olympia weekend in the convention center. So that's Saturday all day. Friday night, obviously, BKFC is a part of the same Olympia weekend in the convention center. Orlando's going to be on fire. And I'm excited. I told the world yesterday on Facebook that I have a huge announcement to make. And I was going to break it right now if you're ready for it. Can I get a drum roll or something? Don't we know drummers?
Yeah.
The Mickey D approve of that.
Yeah.
So
Mickey D just called that one in.
But so as we know, last week I was speculating that the restaurant was going to close. I wasn't sure if it's the last day. A lot of people don't know if it was satire, if I was being serious. The restaurant is officially closed, and I am now helping sign fighters to create a management company to sign talent, to develop them, to sponsor them. So athletes, if you're in Orlando this weekend and you want to come be a part of Orozco Elite, you want to sign with the best promotion out there, you're going to have demonstrations. I'm going to have other fighters on the card that are going to come and demo the truck. Signing with me, you'll have access to a type of workout that you can't get anywhere else. And we're going to have a strong team and presence at this week's BKFC. Randy?
Okay.
So Stem Cell Pizza Hut. Did you guys order Pizza Hut?
That's
Order
the
pizza?
best. That's awesome.
Can I get a slice?
We'll wait till
Did Billy
break time.
burn it? Because that guy can't cook nothing.
We'll wait till break time. Hold on. Wait till break time. You got 6 minutes.
It says breathe if you love pizza.
That's the funniest thing ever. Pizza Hut was just delivered to Torta Pizza Hut.
Smells
I've said all along
They're really professional.
that's what I think you guys were doing in the back
They
anyway.
do it so well.
Give Steve his pizza back.
No, I mean, I have to make him wait. Traditionally, when he orders, he has to wait 45 minutes to get a slice because Billy's asleep in the back, and he has to burn it 3 times before he makes it correct. So let's just make him wait. You gotta wait. Gotta wait.
But it's not a Torta Pizza. So Billy and you have nothing to do with the Pizza Hut pizza that was just delivered. That is hilarious. That's one of the funniest things I think Steve's ever done.
Man,
Tremendous.
I love it.
Dead air.
You are the MVP.
There you go. Now give him his pizza back. Buccaneers last week go down to Buffalo.
Yes.
Go down. They didn't go down to Buffalo. Buffalo is north. They went up to Buffalo to go down and lose.
Down in rankings.
I'm not sure you could go much lower.
So who are we going to draft? I mean, what are we going to do? How are we going to fix the season, Randy? You called it all along, you know.
First thing that needs to be done by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers ownership is what the Las Vegas Raiders did
Bring back Tony Dungy.
last night.
Yeah.
And that's fire their head coach.
You think Bowles got to go?
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, and I said from the very beginning, Todd Bowles got hired as the new head coach after he literally blew the championship game to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Awful play calling, letting, you know, Cooper Kupp get out of bounds. I thought it was bad. Tony's a good guy. Todd's a good guy, but good guys finish last.
They do a lot of times, unfortunately.
Now,
But
I'll tell you who I'd like to see him go get. The same guy they should have gotten when they hired Todd Bowles,
and that is.
and that's Rich Bisaccia,
Okay.
who was the head coach of the Raiders after the Gruden thing, got let go because of his association with John Gruden. Rich had ties here. He was here back in 2002. He's back. He's a special teams guru. Typically, the head coach needs good guys under him.
Right. Of
So
course.
it's not all Todd's fault.
Right.
But, yeah, it's not good.
I mean, I'm not doing anything Sundays. I mean,
Neither are they.
yeah, I can help out if they need help.
All right, before Steve kills that entire pizza, let's
Oh, I
go
want
to
a
break.
slice.
It is a little early, but
That's nice.
pizza talks, we don't. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by what was formerly known as Tour de Pizza, then became Tournament de Pizza. So what's the next name going to be? Pizza by Pizza Hut?
I guess so.
It's a good name. All right, we'll be right back. That's the funniest thing ever.
Dude, I'm glad
Did we
it's
talk
all
about
video, too.
Dana White's PBR Bowl?
No, we did not. Did you go?
Well, no, that is
Come up.
it's coming up on the 16th, and then I think that the PBR I think is the 16th. He was sometime this week, I think. I couldn't imagine being on a bull for 8 seconds, being flippity flop flop.
Oh, would you try it though?
Probably not.
If Dana says all three of us, you, me, and Steve, get to go out and ride the bull, you would take that opportunity.
I don't know. I'd take the opportunity to come out. I don't know if I'm getting on the bull.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You know, on this bull,
If you can set it up where I can ride Dana White's bull. You said he's got a monster that he like.
he invited the media to get on the bull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got. Come on. If it's Dana White's bull, you know it's legit. You know he bought like the black market. Of the
Well,
bulls.
see, if you would have listened to
Same thing. It's just not as good. But still quality. Huh? Mm.
Tampa Bay's Tan Talk, entertaining and informative radio for the Sunshine State.
Come on in, sit right down. Keep your hands up, keep your chin down. Shut the door. Time to go with Randy Harrison. Knockout Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, Knockout Radio with Randy Harris is about to start. So get ready for the best MMA talk, games, interviews, prizes, and surprises anywhere. For Knockout Radio, I'm the voice, Ray Flores. And now, here's Knockout Radio.
Heyo. Hey, everybody.
So that's what crust is supposed to taste like.
So good, right?
I haven't tasted crust like this. And
Man, it's the best day of my life. It's like the last day of school when the teachers finally like are nice to you. You know, like they're like, "Oh, you're ready for the summer. Here's a treat." You know, and you get pizza delivered, and I feel special. Speaking of that, my daughters got straight A's and B's, so she made principal's list. So daughters are killing it.
all right. I have a negative thing to respond to you.
All right.
Because I even said this to my wife last night.
Uh-huh.
So somebody posted, my son made straight A's
Uh-huh.
and 1 B. Then that's not straight A's.
Straight A's and a couple B's.
How's that straight A's?
Mostly A's.
No, mostly A's.
Majority A's.
I'm okay with that. My daughter or son had mostly A's and a B.
I'm an undefeated fighter, except I lost that one.
Right. Exactly. I do also want to question the flour on your beard, and you haven't made pizza in a week.
Oh man, I think it's just age.
Oh, now it's age.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted the truth. That's all.
You know, retirement's hard, Randy. It's not easy like getting old. You know this. And
Last night was Halloween. What is the best and worst Halloween candy?
probably like those Werther Originals or
That's all my father
or
had.
the no name black and orange wrapper candy, like they're like little.
These are the bad.
Yeah, those are awful.
Well, wouldn't candy corn be the worst?
No, I mean candy corn is the most dangerous. I mean, I saw inflatables with like teeth on them and made them look scary, like candy corns. But candy corn is like spiking diabetes, spiking insulin, killing Americans. I would say candy corn is probably the most deadly of the candies. But I would say the best candy out there, I don't know. They're all good.
Well, my favorite, and you could only get it during Halloween, was Crackles.
Crackle.
Crackles like
Oh, it's like a Nestle thing?
It's
like
Nestle, but it had like little rice.
rice.
Yeah, it was awesome.
They don't sell those anymore?
No, and really you can only get the real little ones in the bag during Halloween. So when I used to do the Players Show at the press box, somebody there had a relative that worked at the plant, and I got a big mass. I mean, it was, I don't how big is that?
12 inches.
12 inches by 6-inch brick.
Wow,
it was awesome.
I got I like the Krabby Patties, the SpongeBob.
Why don't you just
SquarePants.
talk for a while and I can finish this pizza?
It is good. That's that crust. That stuffed crust. You know, if I had a pizzeria, I would do stuffed crust pizzas. I mean, I would specialize and be the master. I don't know if anybody's ever created a stuffed crust pizza before, but I feel like if I invented one, it would be a huge success.
I think if you ever had a pizzeria, you might make pizza.
I hope not. I really don't want to start now. Look, pizza's too hard. It's too hard. You know, I'll be honest. Can I be honest for one moment?
Once?
For one moment, I'm going to be honest. So we interviewed, we didn't interview, we were just talking to Hogan, and he talked about how when he got the job offer and he went to the bank, he was going to be a banker, went and did a wrestling show over the weekend, and then he heard the roar of the crowd, and it just changed him. And then he came back on Monday, and he declined the job at the bank. He's like, I can't do this. He knew right away because of that experience he had that it would change him for the rest of his life. And I feel the same way. Like, I'm in a situation where coming to my restaurant, I deal with adults who are okay with just being minimalist. They're okay with just average, with just survival, just getting by. Like, none of them are in school. None of them are starting businesses. None of them are doing anything to better their tomorrow or their future. So you surround yourself with a bunch of people in this type of mentality. Negative mentality, low vibration, no ambition. So you surround yourself with these kind of people for 50, 60, 70 hours a week. And by default, you automatically become a product of your environment. I mean, you see it every day in every situation. And then you go to a situation that I'm at the academy with, the Special Fit Academy. A lot of these kids come from broken homes and no father figure and poor economic backgrounds, but they have heart and they've got discipline and they got ambition and they got the work ethic, and they want to be better. They want to have more. They want to thrive. They just don't know how, and they don't have the experience on how to get to the promised land. So once I did that, and I started to be in this role of being a mentor and a teacher and a coach, and helping them develop physically on the truck and through static holds and dynamic motions and things to make them better on the football field. Now, I can't surround my day around a bunch of people in the hospitality industry. I can't. It drives me mental. It makes me feel like I'm wasting time, and I'm not making the impact that I am in other places in my life. So I had to make that choice. And so, unfortunately, for the community and the people that did love Tour de Pizza and love the restaurant and the hospitality side, I will miss those aspects of it. But for my personal well-being and my personal growth, I have no doubt in my heart that I am in the right place, doing the right thing with my time, my talent, and my future.
your time and future.
Yeah, no question. I mean, and now look, I get to travel. I went to the Under Armour Stadium in Baltimore. I'm already in just 6 weeks have experiences I would never have otherwise. To be a part of a program to travel and helping kids travel. We had 28 kids on one Spirit Airlines flight. 18 of them have never been on a plane. So helping them with just how to navigate a ticket, how to go through security, how to check into a hotel, how to check out of a hotel. Like there's so many.
Hold on a second. Hold on. How do you check out of a hotel?
Where you walk out.
Yeah, I've never checked. I walk out.
Yeah, but you have to organize your stuff and pack and and meet the times and so there's so many things that I'm doing now that I didn't have the experience of doing before, and you see the instant growth. You see the instant maturity and it's reciprocated, and you see all that, and I don't get any of that when I'm here in the restaurant. So I just had to change my environment, and for all those of you struggling out there in a burned out situation or just not feel like you're moving forward in life or in your career or in your relationships, I just challenge you, look inside, find what makes you happy, and chase it with reckless abandon. And don't let anybody stop you. Never let anybody stop you from your true happiness.
Works for me.
And the pizza's delicious.
Maybe open up a Pizza Hut.
One day when I retire, I want to open up a restaurant full of ex-athletes.
Eating there or working there?
Both. All dominant. Just fastest delivery time.
But you talked about you talked about what you're going to do this weekend. Yeah. Let me tell you what I'm going to do this weekend.
Where are you going?
I think I'm going to play golf on Friday.
Okay.
At an exclusive club down. I didn't realize how far it is. I think the guest that I have coming didn't know it either. It's like 2 hours south of here.
Okay. Sarasota.
Well, it's south. Of it's probably even even though it said Sarasota County, but if it is, I don't know how that's 2 hours. But so I'll be playing golf on Friday.
Okay.
And then I'll be going to the VIP event Friday night with Rodney Atkins and Felice Spencer, who we've had on before. The dude from You're Killing Me Smalls. I believe Dexter Jackson and Dwight Smith.
Nice.
So it'll be a cool. And then Saturday morning, when I explained it to Phil, when we were offered to go do some things, I said that I'm going to go do what would be third on my list. There's 3 things we can go do.
Okay.
Fish.
Okay.
Golf. Shoot guns.
Okay.
I said, I think I'm going to do what's third on my list, but the thing I want to do most.
Shoot guns.
Does that make sense, though, what I'm saying? It's third on my list, but it's what I want to do most.
Which is?
Shoot guns. And it's because I can go play golf.
Right.
I'd rather play golf than shoot guns.
Okay.
I'd rather go fish than shoot guns. But I could call Captain Kelly and go fishing anytime I want.
Oh.
I can call some friends of mine, that run golf courses, or I can pay to go play golf. But to shoot the guns that we're going to be shooting, we're going with Special Forces. I'm going to go do that on Saturday.
Huh.
Should be cool.
It'll be good.
And then softball Saturday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Rodney Atkins concert Saturday night.
Okay.
In a 2-bedroom condo provided by them.
Nice.
Yeah, it should be fun. And then Sunday, I'll go home and sleep.
All right. Sounds good. Steve going?
Steve, I think is going up to the BKFC on Friday.
Oh, Steve. You want to ride with me?
He may come. Well, then he would be shooting down.
Oh, okay. So you can do both.
No.
No.
Sounds good.
And he shakes his head yes. Yeah, he's going to go to the BKFC. Mundell defending.
Yep. Title fight. Lane fighting. Jared Warren. Crystal Pittman.
I thought Warren was fighting in Europe.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's Crystal.
How about I know that?
Oh, you're smart.
Well, no, I don't pay attention. But
Yeah, you're right. But he'll be there.
Crystal. Mike Perry will be there.
Uh-huh.
I tried to get him to come down on Saturday and participate, but he's working on. He has a new promotion. He's a promoter now.
That's nice. Yeah. What's this format? What's the style?
I don't. I saw it. I reached out to him. We were somewhere at Thursday at the event. I texted him and said, "Whatever you need."
What's the next big thing? I mean, we've had triangles. We've had no ropes. I mean, last week was
how'd that go? Did you?
Ken Shamrock. I saw feedback online. I mean, I think
here's the feedback I saw.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to comment but I did.
Okay.
Was Lorenzo there?
Yes.
Yeah. What?
And he got up and he created a scene in the after with the heavyweight
Right.
guy.
Why?
Because he's establishing his dominance, and doesn't matter which promotion it is, you know.
No, I'm okay with that. But I don't think he can fight in Valor
Right, because
he signed with BKFC.
Right.
So
It's his hometown, Jacksonville. You know, it's all a small community of people you're dealing with.
I understand, but it's different. And I like Lorenzo as a person.
Oh.
Okay. I mean, I do. But I think the shenanigans is not Conor McGregor.
Right.
I mean, Conor doesn't even do this stuff.
Right.
Where people would like it because it's Conor. You know, here you're going to look for trouble.
But yeah, Conor did do it in Denver against Mike Perry.
Well, no, he
You
didn't.
know, he got in the ring, like he took the belt.
First of all, he was invited there.
Right.
He was
You know,
brought in.
Lorenzo was invited. Ken Shamrock went to his gym earlier in the week
Right.
before the thing. He was invited.
Well, and he went to a bunch. I mean, he
Right.
went to Ralph's.
So-
I mean,
so-
that's how he got the.
Right.
I don't think that Ken wanted that.
Right. Yeah. Because that takes away from like what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's just,
you see,
it's a bad look, though.
Well, I agree. But you see the ropes, no ropes. You see the cage, octagon, squared circles. You've seen 4-point, rings.
I like the Trigon. I think
So
it's
what's,
cool.
What's next in the evolution of apparatus?
Well, they had a pit. They used the pit before, where it was kind of like a ledge that you would step and kind of fall down. I think you should have a form of a pit, but gators.
Oh,
And
like real danger.
Yeah, real danger.
Real animals.
What good is it if there's no consequences? All right, so you touch the cage, you stick your fingers in and hold the cage, no consequences. Maybe you get it electrified.
What if we did like an American Ninja Warrior course?
I saw your daughter on hers.
She's a beast. You have two sides, and they got to fight capture the flag style. And
Well,
they have
they've
to go
done
through obstacle courses and fight people.
Well, I mean, they've done that. I mean,
Fight
the
over
Gladiators
pool.
was similar, but yeah. I mean, I don't want death. It wouldn't be awful, but some kind of consequences. I mean,
hold on there. See, people are in a war.
Gladiator was to the death.
It's true.
I saw a thing, one of those reels. Now, because we have a producer, I'm learning what reels are. And Russell Crowe was talking about that. He said that when they did Gladiators, he didn't even like the movie. He thought it was awful. He wanted to leave. And he said normally a script is 103 to 110 pages.
Okay.
There was less than 20. And they improvised and put a lot of that stuff together and as they were doing it. So for it to be as successful as it was, is pretty interesting. All right, so I mentioned it at the beginning of the show. Your football rankings are out.
Okay.
Georgia have dominated the list, have won the last national title. The first top 4 came out. They're not one.
Georgia's not one.
Georgia's not
Who's
ranked one.
number one?
Ohio State is ranked number
Get
one.
out of here.
Ohio State is one.
Get out of here.
Yep.
Why? For ratings?
I don't know about that.
Money.
Again, I'm the naive guy. Kind of like you go back to, was it staged with the Nagano fight? I say no. I don't think voters care who's ranked 1 or 2, 3 or 4. I mean, they may care down the road, down the 5, down 6. It doesn't matter who's 1, 2, 3, 4 right now.
Who's even close to Georgia? Who's even played them to where it's close?
I don't know.
No, I think they're.
But who's, also, and again, I can't tell you. I don't know who they played, either one. And I don't know the scores. So look at some of the SEC schools that Georgia's playing who may not be, dominant. They destroyed Florida at the cocktail party. I saw a report that they were at the world's largest cocktail party in North Georgia, except for the games in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Now, I thought they were trying to be funny, and they meant to say South Georgia.
Okay. Or North Florida.
Or North Florida, which is what it is. But they said North Georgia. They're not even close.
A lot of mistakes. The journalism is not what it used to be. Like the new, I didn't even know there was a newspaper until Steve brought me one last week, 2 weeks ago. Now I'll catch up on all the news that happened 3 days earlier. I was really excited.
Let's hit a break.
Huh?
Let's hit a break.
There's more pizza.
Yeah, more pizza.
This is the best day. Like it's like the end of school. It's like the farewell, like your graduation.
Is this the the Goodwill boxes we can go through?
That's classic art. Yeah, all prints for sale.
No, I don't want that. All right,
So
take
that's
3
what-
steps. We're 3 steps out the door here at
take
Tournament to Pizza.
3 paintings, 3 for 20.
We'll be right back.
Woo-wee.
Yeah, you guys can eat the rest of the pizza if you want.
Thanks for your leftovers.
All right, Steve here from Knockout Radio, and we are talking to,
Jenny Kim.
and we got R2.
RTD2 to match the shirt.
Can you get some?
RTD2. Let's go.
And then you said you're going to tell me about Fanboy. What is Fanboy?
Yeah, you know, Fanboy is just.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think, you know, Fanboy is just a place where fans can come. As you can see here, there's just a lot of people here getting autographs.
Are you almost done yet?
Nah, I'm just getting started.
Yeah. And are you having a good time?
Yes.
All right.
Don't prank me on Facebook, okay?
It's such a massive sport. UFC's been around for 30 years. 30 years. So it's not a new overnight like sensation.
First of all, let me correct you as always, because you always say things that are incorrect. The UFC is not a sport.
I tried to turn them off.
Well, it's not a sport, so how can it be your favorite sport if it's not a sport?
Greatest sport of all.
Without a doubt, the best pizza I've had
Well, I know, and
here
you
at
train
Tournament to
UFC.
Pizza.
I get it.
UFC. You eat KFC.
It's so funny. Paul Porter, who's now on the Tan Talk Radio Network, always calls the UFC. So, you going to KFC this week?
It's the best pizza I've had at Tournament to Pizza since it's been open.
Oh yeah, no doubt. The
And it's from Pizza Hut.
What about low quality people? That's why I got away from them all. I closed the doors on myself. I had the wrong people. Can't build an organization. Like I watched a YouTube video you talking about the reels the other day. This guy talking about the question came in. It's like, hey, I own a mobile car detailing business, and I'm a master of what I do. He's like, what do you think is the best way? Should I hire somebody? How should I grow and scale? And he said, I don't like the business plan. He's like, once you step aside and you trust someone else to pay them $15-20 an hour to clean other people's cars, they're not going to be nearly as motivated. It's not their reputation. The quality will go down, and it's going to be extremely hard to scale. And in my restaurant world, the same thing. Once I got to a certain point, I had to delegate. You know, in the very beginning, it's just me. I can answer the phone call. I can make all the food. I can do all the prep, and I control every aspect of the experience. But as it grew and I got more busy, I had to delegate customer service and then prep girl and then cook. And then if I took the night off, I was at the mercy of those people coming together to create one purpose.
No, for sure.
And I couldn't do it. I couldn't.
For sure.
My reputation was damaged.
Was bad enough.
Because of them.
Right.
Right. So I have to get into an industry where I don't require other people to be successful. You know, I can just be part of a team where I do my role, and I can help somebody else build like his vision. Like Mark's vision for the school, for our future, for what we're doing with the academy is unbelievable. It's unprecedented. And I'm honored to be a part of that. So that's what I'm putting my energy into. But you're right. Unfortunately, the quality that came out of this restaurant when I stepped aside 6 weeks ago, it just went downhill quick. And, you know, it's unfortunate because, you know, in the real world, I created an opportunity for people who didn't have a future of doing something else.
It's a job.
Well, but for them, it's a job. But if they would have come together and
Right.
realized, hey, if we build this, we care, we treat it like it's our own, we're going to benefit from more pay, more hours,
Here's
more
hold on a second.
gratuity
Hold
from
on.
the guests.
Hold on. Here's the problem with everything you're saying.
Yeah.
First, let's go back to the Super Bowl when the food guy agreed with me and not you, you know, about quality and it needs to be consistent and whatever. The problem is it's just a job for people that work here.
Right.
Most of those people that worked here under you are still working here.
Yeah.
So nothing changes for them.
Sure.
So they're going to do what they did before. Maybe the pizza guy or whatever in the back is gone, and they'll find somebody else if they're going to do food. But that's the problem in life.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and it's just a job. And I try to explain this to fanatics, you know, which are known as fans in the sports world. These are just jobs for these athletes.
Yeah.
Nothing more. They pride themselves. It's their job.
Sure.
You know, is it any different? And I'm not saying this is a negative thing to a football player, but if a football player gets caught for holding, he's not doing it on purpose. Stuff happens. And they don't take it. It's not that they don't take it as seriously, because they do, but they can brush it off a whole lot easier than a fan can.
Sure.
A fan's like, there was something, and I wished I remembered what it was. We were talking about, maybe it's here. I don't remember. A guy said that if he was to go meet somebody, he was going to punch him in the face because he cost him on his Quinella. You know, on his gambling ticket.
Okay. I don't think it was here.
Well, no. I'm not saying here. I'm saying it might be this event this weekend. I don't remember, but it's somebody that I know or whatever. A, you're not going to punch somebody, blah, blah, blah. But B, you're a fan. You're gambling. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It's just his job.
Right.
And he lost. Whatever. The guy throws a bad pitch, and it's a grand slam.
Speaking of holding, the Kelsey brothers, they have their podcast that they do, right? Travis and Jason.
Uh-huh.
And so they're talking to, I think it's Edelman. I think they had him on the show. And they're talking about, he used to always wear those red colored gloves because he was always into like standing out and being flashy and fashionable. Always had his red gloves on, his signature look. And I guess he got a penalty, holding call. Belichick on the sidelines, like, what do you expect? You're wearing red gloves on white uniforms with your opponent. Like, everybody can see you. He's like, Ernie up in the box can see your hold. He's like, would you wear gloves that match the uniform? Because it's so every time somebody plays the Chiefs, the opponents always wear red gloves because it matches the jersey color.
Makes sense.
The ref can't see the hold.
Yeah, makes sense. And then the flip side is every play it's a hold.
Every play.
I mean, let's be honest.
If you really want to stop every play,
absolutely,
you can stop every play. Like, you know, it just depends on the refs and who's getting greased on the backside.
I don't remember which game it was, and I put a post up on one of the social medias that I can't even watch football anymore.
It's hard.
You hit a quarterback in the head, it's a penalty.
Yeah.
You slap his helmet just as your hand flips over, it's a penalty.
Yeah.
You hit him in the knees, it's a penalty. You take him down, it's a penalty. How do you stop this?
It changes the game plan. It changes everything. You know, it's awful. You know.
The Sanders hit at Colorado, where he got thrown out of the game for targeting.
It's hit him with his shoulder.
Right.
Head to head.
Well, no, I think it was targeting because the receiver wasn't expecting to be hit.
You're a football player on a field of play.
I agree.
You expect to get hit at any point. You should get hit at any point. Right? You're too soft if you're like, oh, I'm safe. Like, they're not safe.
It's unwatchable. You know, a lot of it is unwatchable. We'll see how watchable it is on Sunday when the Bucs head to Houston to take on the Texans. I almost called them the Oilers.
Hopefully Derek Lewis will be out of jail by then. Maybe he can go to the game.
Doesn't he fight this weekend?
Or no, is he Houston? Is that what it is?
Yeah. I think he fights this weekend. They're down in Sao Paulo.
Oh, where's that?
Unless you know another Sao Paulo.
Well, not off the top of my head. I'm sure there is one.
I'm sure there is one.
I mean, there's different names of every city everywhere. I mean, so we live in St. Pete, or you live in St. Pete.
Florida. I don't live in St. Pete.
Or you're near St. Pete, Florida, and that's the same as St. Petersburg, Russia.
Uh-huh.
Same.
I'm sure there's more than two St. Petersburgs.
What happened to Russia? They still doing their war? I haven't heard nothing from them.
Yeah, you don't hear nothing about it.
Nothing. Right?
Should I get real political?
Yeah, go.
Should I?
Yeah.
Here's what I said. Should happen.
Make sure you tell everybody you're Jewish.
I don't need to. Yeah, but what I'm going to tell you will pretty much prove that point. So you brought up about what happened at the airport in Russia.
Yeah.
Here's what I suggest. I think Israel should send another plane.
Full of?
Not civilians.
Military.
Yeah.
Just
open the gate, let them come up. Stuff happens.
I mean, so have you seen anything in your circles? Like, I mean, obviously, you say it's coming here to the U.S. soil. It's going to be like probably lone wolves or people acting out. Yeah, it's not organized, right? It's not organized. You think it's going to be organized?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really? On U.S. soil?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Well, first, it's easy to get.
Because your daughter got hate mail, emails from posting a photo of her trip to Israel with just a Knockout Radio shirt.
Well, and a lot of schools are reaching out. Like, there's a lot of protests going on.
Right.
So a lot of the schools are reaching out to their alumni and their students. Be careful, don't confront, but how many people would not confront and walk away? And how many people would be like you?
What do I do?
I'm saying you would go get involved. I would go get
Oh,
involved.
yeah. I just need an excuse to get involved.
Natan Levy. You think Natan Levy is going to walk away?
No, not at all. But I don't even have a side, really. I'm not big. I don't care. I just like the conflict.
You like conflict.
I'm just ready to
Right,
get involved.
right.
I don't really care which side I'm on.
And where I stand, and let's be perfectly clear, because I've been called out, I don't have a problem with the Palestinians. It's Hamas.
Yeah.
That's,
Right. The Palestinians did nothing wrong.
Right.
Right.
So it's innocent people that are being killed on both sides.
But we do have a UFC fighter. I don't know if you follow his Instagram, Abdul Karim Al Savadi.
He's pissed you just pronounced his name wrong.
Oh, how do you say Kareem?
I don't know.
Kareem. But he's, I think he's Palestinian. So he's been posting on, his side of the conflict, So you have, obviously in the fight community, you've got people from all over the world now.
Well, and that's where people go off. Like it's, you're standing with Israel, you're standing with Palestine. Nobody's standing with Hamas, even though there are some that
There are. Well, yeah.
There was a college that they said what a great job they're doing. And a guy that's donated, I forget who it was, millions and billions, said, that's it. That's why, he stopped, because of, anyway, we're supposed to be sports related. So let's get back to sports. Bellator getting ready to cease all production. Thoughts on that? Well, Bellator is being bought out by PFL.
Oh, okay. All right.
So,
do you like the merger?
Yeah, who cares?
Matters.
No.
Endeavor doesn't change UFC. I mean,
no, none of that changes anything.
Nothing.
You know what was weird, and it's kind of been commented on? The Undertaker and Vince McMahon was at the fight in Saudi Arabia.
They did.
But then they left. They have an event this Saturday. Do you think they're flying all the way home and then turning around and going back? The Undertaker may not be going, but wouldn't Vince go? I'm going to say no.
So why would he not go?
Why would he go?
It's their event.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think he goes to them all anymore.
No.
Just like Joe Rogan does. I'm still trying to find out. We had somebody come up to us at the event on Thursday and said they were Joe Rogan's sister.
Really?
Isn't that kind of just, yeah.
Really?
So I emailed Eddie Bravo and sent a picture. I goes, is this really Joe Rogan's sister?
What did he say?
Well, he didn't get back to me.
But doesn't Dana White go to every event?
No.
No?
No.
Does he go to all the UFC events in the U.S.?
No. I don't think so.
Really?
I mean, he's cut it back.
I thought he was like notorious for like always never missing his kids' soccer game.
Right.
He was taking direct flights. Like,
he did something in Brazil where he went down for Brazil, like the press conference on Thursday or something, flew home for the football game, and then flew back. That's the advantage when you have your own jet.
Sure. Of course.
You're not flying coach.
Right. Not waiting at security at Delta.
I saw a great thing about Dana. So Dana's like, he was talking about gambling. He said, if you have $100 and you go to the casino and you win $100, get the hell out of there.
Right.
He goes, if I go and put $75,000 down and I win back-to-back hands, I'm gone. I'm not there for the entertainment.
Right.
I'm there to make money. I'm
Right.
there to win money. Because he's gotten, I don't want to say a bad rap, but, he's there. He wins a lot. He tips big, supposedly, which has upset some of the other whales in these casinos. People think Dana's an ass. And it's like anything. It's, I've said this about other athletes and celebrities. Don't believe everything you read.
Right. For
If,
sure.
if you've had an encounter, then that's one thing. But until you have an encounter, you don't know what set him off. It could have been a stupid question. It could have been, anything.
I saw a clip of him gambling with, I think it was a fan experience that they had won, and he threw a bunch of chips on the guy's circle. Then somebody else threw a bunch of chips on it, and the guy hit a blackjack, won a ton of money. So it was like a really good look. Dana calls.
2 hours down, 1 hour to go. We will continue this shenanigans waste of time when we return
Black or red.
after the, you always go green. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by Staff Zone, 8-man strong. Bucked Up Energy Drink and Bio.
Why you with no money?
The triple zeros.
Zero money.
Did we talk about Dana White's PBR Bowl?
No, we did not. Did you go?
Well, no, that is
Coming up.
it's coming up on the 16th, and then I think that the PBR I think is the 16th. He was sometime this week, I think. I couldn't imagine being on a bull for 8 seconds, being flippity flop flop.
Oh, would you try it though?
Probably not.
If Dana says all three of us, you, me, and Steve, get to go out and ride the bull, you would take that opportunity.
I don't know. I'd take the opportunity to come out. I don't know if I'm getting on the bull.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You know, on this bull.
If you can set it up where I can ride Dana White's bull. You said he's got a monster that
He invited the media to get on the bull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can. If it's Dana White's bull, you know it's legit. You know he bought like the black and white one.
Well, see, if you would have listened to.
It's such a massive sport. UFC's been around for 30 years. 30 years. So it's not a new overnight like sensation.
First of all, let me correct you as always, because you always say things that are incorrect. The UFC is not a sport.
What's my favorite sport?
Well, it's not a sport, so how can it be your favorite
Greatest
sport if it's not a sport?
Greatest sport of all on earth. The UFC is my favorite sport.
Well, I know, and you train UFC. I get
train
it.
UFC. You eat KFC.
It's so funny. Paul Porter, who's now on the Tan Talk Radio Network, always calls the UFC. So, you going to KFC this week?
So we got another Mickey Shark.
We got 2 of them on.
We got 2 on. I guess Randy's got one too. Yep, Randy's is over here, Mickey's is over there. That's how it goes. There's Mickey Shark. There's a shark. There's a shark. There's Darren Shaw, Randy Harris, Kelly Anderson, and no introduction here.
All right, Steve here from Knockout Radio, and we are talking to
Kenny Kim.
and we got R2.
RTD2 to match the shirt. RTD2. Let's go.
And then you said you're going to tell me about Fanboy. What is Fanboy?
Yeah, you know, Fanboy is just.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think, you know, Fanboy is just a place where fans can come. As you can see here, there's just a lot of people here getting autographs.
Are you almost done yet?
Nah, I'm just getting started.
Yeah. And are we having a good time?
Yes.
All right.
Don't prank me on Facebook, okay?
Tampa Bay's Tan Talk, entertaining and informative radio for the Sunshine State.
Come on in, sit right down. Keep your hands up, keep your chin down. Shut the door. Time to go with Randy Harris and Knockout Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, Knockout Radio with Randy Harris is about to start. So get ready for the best MMA talk, games, interviews, prizes, and surprises anywhere. For Knockout Radio, I'm the voice, Ray Flores. And now, here's Knockout Radio.
Hey, everybody.
The hell are you doing?
Listen to the music, baby, jamming out.
This isn't a music
This is what
station.
we do. We jam.
You missed a note there.
Well, this is that's not even the best. Well, that's the best sap out there. Warren's number 2. Bob is number 1.
Yeah, you tell him that next time you see him.
I'll tell him that with Bob on my side. You and me versus Warren. Take Bob Sapp all day.
All right, you and Bob against Warren and I guarantee you we win.
No way. Bob Sapp is a monster.
No, Bob Sapp's a friend of mine.
Beast.
Yeah, we're going to turn on him.
Number 1 Sapp of all time.
Bob's going to turn on him.
No, not a chance.
WWE style. Royal Rumble style.
We can set it up. It's going to be here, Tampa.
I'm going to
Coming
be
in
there.
January.
I know.
Tropicana Field.
I'm going.
So the UFC is partnering with Bud Light.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the sponsorship deal?
Who cares?
What do you mean it's news? It's
No, I'm not saying it's not news. It's just people get a life. Seriously. What world do you live in that you think any organization, Dana White or anybody else, if Bud Light came to you and offered you what they're paying the UFC, who's turning it down?
$150 million.
Who cares? You don't like Bud Light? Don't drink it. You like Bud Light? Drink it.
Yeah, but it's like anything. They try to cancel it, culture canceled. Target was under the scrutiny for having transgender bathrooms or non-gender binary bathrooms and clothing. So everything is scrutinized at that level.
The only thing that I think I would have a problem with is when you had the young children club. I don't care what you do as an adult.
Yeah.
Seriously, I don't. But if you're a parent of a 6-month-old or a 1-year-old, and then I want to punch you in the face. Okay. But I don't care.
Violent.
No, it's not that. It's just and I've said this myself. I piss everybody off. I don't care. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care who you like, who you dislike. If you drink Pepsi, I don't care. What bothers me is that you care what I do.
Yeah. Well, you're not allowed to be that uncaring.
I don't care.
According to people. Like, you should care more about not caring.
You know what scares me? This is the one thing. Seriously, this is what scares me. Okay. Because I always say, and I tell my grandkids, don't ever lie. Because as soon as you lie, if you lie to me, our trust is broken.
Okay.
So, I went to my grandson and I said, I heard you have a girlfriend now. He goes, no, I don't. I go, no, I think you do. He goes, no, we're just friends. I said, you're lying. Once you lie, trust is done. Okay. Oh, yeah, she's my girlfriend. Uh-oh. Okay. Nice. So once you lie, once you say you'll do something and then you don't do it, I have publicly said, because, strikers in Vegas blocked the strip. A lot of.
Okay, yeah. Right.
I've said I'm not stopping.
Right. You can't stop.
I'm not stopping. I'm not going to purposely drive over anyone. I'll curve to the right. I'll curve to the left. I'll go back up. But if my only is to go, I'm going straight. I'm not stopping. And I hope to never be put in that situation because I'm not stopping.
Oh, man, we don't stop at red lights in Brazil. Like
I don't stop at red lights here.
You slow down.
Right.
You turn the headlights off. You don't see other lights coming. You keep going.
Or
you just turn right. Always turn right.
Right. In Brazil, the law is, this is why it's funny, the first car never stops. So if a car does stop at the red light, the second car, because the carjack
sandwich you in.
Well, no, it's the carjack would take the first car.
Right.
That's why you don't stop. It's not to sandwich you in. It's, what I was told in Brazil, you don't want to stop at the red light because that's the car that's going to get hijacked.
Right, for sure.
So if somebody stops, then yeah, you have no choice. But yeah, I just
the world's a crazy place.
It truly is. And
it's not getting better. It's like you would think with everything that's going on, you would stop like all the petty stuff and the BS, but nope, it's still out there.
You would think
like, oh wow, priorities
with the world being as bad as
a
it
new
is.
perspective, and let's look at things that are like actual important. Instead of like people fighting over Halloween decorations. I saw on Facebook a guy in Lakeland wrote on a white dry erase board, due to massive truckloads of kids being dropped off in a neighborhood that's not their own, Halloween is canceled at this house. We're not going to enjoy or support this kind of activity. Stay in your neighborhood. Stop coming to places that don't belong to you. Right? I was like, come on. For what? Like, it's such a stupid, childish, petty thing. I got only kids that live in your neighborhood can trick or treat at your house.
I saw a video of a family. There was a big bucket of candy. I mean, a massive bucket.
Okay.
A family, 2 adult females and like 3 or 4 kids.
Okay.
And they emptied the entire basket.
Oh,
They took it all. It's all on video. You know, that's the problem with rings and all that stuff.
trash.
I mean, it is. So
It's trash.
that's where you go back and forth. And, you know, I know that I'm grumpy and all that crap, but, you know, you want to get involved. And then you see something like that and it's like,
Did you see the one where it's like a bowl of candy? It says, kids, take as much as you want, right? If your mom is hot, leave her phone number. Like, thanks, your future stepdad. So I got a lot of candy.
I don't get that.
I'm going to be busy. No, it's, but no, I mean, like, even a tradition like Halloween is ruined by just petty people doing petty stuff, you know?
Yeah. On all sides.
And it sucks, you know, it sucks. But last night, I have to say, being in the pizza industry for 20 years, Halloween is top 3
Right.
holidays of all of the year.
Right.
It's Halloween, it's Super Bowl, and it's New Year's Day. Those are the 3 biggest days in pizza sales. So last night was really the first Halloween that I've ever had with my family doing just trick or treat. You know, and I dressed up, and I got our dog's a golden retriever. We bought the lion's mane and the tail, and I put like a big chain from the garage gym, so it looked like he was like a lion. I dressed up as a gladiator, which isn't much of a costume. It's just what I wear out.
So you went and stole candy last night.
I mean,
You're supposed to wear a costume and you didn't.
I did wear. Well, that's just my normal outfit.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
That's my uniform. But yes, I got to participate in Halloween, and it was great because I really think, and I don't know if you remember this long ago, but at what age did your kids kind of lose interest in Halloween? Like, because my daughters didn't dress up for school yesterday, even though they had a parade, even though it was a big school function. They were like, I'm not dressing up. Like, it's stupid. But they were down to get the candy, so they went through the motions of like doing a nighttime thing. But at what age do they lose that? Because I really felt like yesterday was the last year that we'll do it as a family.
I honestly don't remember them going trick-or-treating.
Oh, really?
I really don't. And they went to a military school, so they had to wear uniforms, which I've always been against uniforms. But if you go to a school that demands it, then you make that choice. You know, I don't like a public school that makes you wear a uniform. I got an idea. Go yourself. But if it's a private school that you've elected to go to and whatever, you know, you follow and abide by. That's the difference to Walmart and Sam's Club. You want to check my stuff at Sam's Club, I pay to go there. That's part of you want to check me at Walmart? You can watch me as I'm putting it in my car.
Well, Steve Monroe will
He'll check
you out. Yeah. And make sure you got everything in your basket.
He's still killing it on the fishing, his smoked mullet.
Wow.
You should go check it out. He's in Clearwater. He's in St. Pete.
Did you trick or treat last night with the
You know, I
kids?
did. I went with 3 kids. It's the first time that it's the furthest, and we only went 2 blocks. And it's funny because you brought that up. So there's a new subdivision near where I live, and we kind of walked through there. My son's a genius. Okay, he's a genius. He goes, why don't we go through their condos? Let's go through the condo area. It's only about a block long. He goes, we'll get to the same amount of doors as we would if we walked around the whole block.
Oh, for sure.
And it's less walking.
For sure.
I said, you are a genius.
Yeah.
So I kind of made a comment too, and I didn't mean it the way he took it when I said we're not from here. We're across the street. It's not like we went way out of our way.
We're outsiders.
You know, right.
Oh, you're imposers. You're invaders.
And I said, I've never been through here. I'm not. And he's like, oh, it don't matter. What do you want? How much? Then I went to another guy as the grandkids went up. They had full candy bars.
Oh, nice.
So I told my grandson, I could get the Nestle. And he'd already taken something. And I'm firm on one thing.
Right. Yeah.
One thing, thank you, trick or treat, all that stuff. The guy's like, you want one, take one. I'm like, no, that's awesome. So then I told my grandkids a story. True story. You're all out of stories, Randy. I don't remember how old we were. I was maybe 7, 8, somewhere in that area. So my sister's a little bit younger. My brother is a little bit older. We went to this house, knocked on the door, nothing. Knocked on the door, nothing. Knocked on the door, nothing. So my brother and I left. We went to the next house. My sister stayed, knocked again. The door opened and gave her money. I don't remember how much. Could have been $1, but we're talking, a long time ago. So my brother and I ran back over there. And my dad's like, absolutely not. Get off their yard. You were there. You left.
Okay.
Stay away.
All right.
And that's, the respect kind of thing. You say please, you say thank you. I mean, my 3-year-old granddaughter is thank you very much. Only takes, no, take anything. She just took one. Then you see those morons that, loaded up the entire,
Anybody offer you a beer?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I got offered a beer last night.
When we went through that one section, they were like, do you want, are you trick-or-treating kids or adults?
Right.
And the one lady was walking, like she walked by us and she said, trick or treat. And I kind of ignored it at first. And then it hit me. I go, oh, I didn't know if you were saying that to us or you were trick-or-treating at that house. And she's like, no, that's my house. I'm going to get more alcohol. Well, you didn't know. I really saw some neighbors that I've never talked to.
Yeah.
I mean, like within a block.
Well, because you're outside your neighborhood. You're imposing.
It's not around the
We're called
block.
invading. But no, I was walking home, and a young man was standing outside with a bowl of candy in the driveway.
And you took the whole thing?
Well, no, all the kids were there, everybody. So he's giving out the candy to the kids, and I look at him, I'm like, you're an athlete. I was like, what do you do? He was like, football, like corner. He's like, yeah. I was like, how do you know? It's like, you got a physique of a corner. So I'm looking at him, I'm like, this kid looks like a stud. So we're talking football, and then he's like, I got like 8 offers already to play college ball, but no D1 offers in the U.S., only 1 offer in Canada. And I'm like, man, we got time. We can fix that. I was like, I'm right around the corner. Let's start working out. He's from Africa, just like Caleb. So we're just talking. And so now
What's that got to do with anything?
Well, they're from Africa, from the same place. So we're, so out of trick-or-treating, I picked up a new client, and I can't wait to get him on the field and like train with like some of my high school kids.
Is he a legal or illegal player, meaning age-wise?
We'll find out.
Well, I'm saying if he's illegal, bring him over to where you guys
Oh
are.
yeah, we need post-grad. So you're good until you're 36. I still have all 4 years of eligibility left.
How many of the players on your football team have children?
Oh, 6. No, I truly. I've got one, probably at least 3. Those 3 of my fathers, but they're young fathers. They're 17, 18-year-old men that already have families. So
is 17 a man?
I think it is.
Do you?
I mean, physically.
Well, because I have this problem all the time. We'll talk about it. I don't want to go over it, so I'm going to write it down so we bring it back. That will be where we start when we return. Let's hit a quick break. Coming to you live for the last time. Tournament de Pizza, the new studio is being worked on. I will stop by there today and take a look at it. So excited. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong, Staff Sum, Bucked Up Energy Drink, and Bio Accelerator. We'll be right back. Did we talk about Dana White's PBR Bowl?
No, we did not. Did you go?
Well, no, that is
It's
coming up on the 16th. And then I think that the PBR I think is the 16th. He was sometime this week, I think.
Oh,
Well, I couldn't imagine being on a bowl.
Well, seeing that your name is Steve and mine isn't.
Oh, and you tried them?
I didn't want to touch it.
I forgot that I had it.
3 of us, you and Steve, get to go out and ride the
He's
bull.
texted me a
You
couple
know
would
what?
take that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
He
know.
said he got me a
I
box
take the
of
opportunity
something
to come
next time
out.
I see each other.
I don't know if I'm getting on the bowl.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
You know him as Bull.
You can send that
Anyways.
Dana White's bull. You said he's got a
Appreciate
monster that he like.
He invited me to get on the bowl.
Don't worry
I
about it.
ordered some Staff Zone shirts for everybody. Some Bio Accelerator.
Dana White's bull, he's legit. He bought.
I think we can go down there and broadcast from there. I don't
See,
know
if you would have listened to
treatment.
treatment.
Yeah.
What are we doing as part of the show? Is like seeing.
Well,
somebody
that's
go
what,
through
like
it.
they want me to do it because they said, "Well, we'll talk when all the phones are off." But so I mean, I'm sure we could get it done.
You got your uniform on. I got my uniform on. Mickey's got his on in Sweden. What about yours?
Yeah,
Compliance, my friend. Compliance. I'll wait for your apology.
Good.
he demands apologies. That
All right, Steve here from Knockout Radio, and we are talking to
Kenny Kim.
and we got R2.
RTD2 to match the shirt. RTD2. Let's go.
And then you said you're going to tell me about Fanboy. What is Fanboy?
Yeah, you know, Fanboy is just.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think, you know, Fanboy is just a place where fans can come. As you can see here, there's just a lot of people here getting autographs.
Are you almost done yet?
Nah, I'm just getting started.
Yeah. And are you having a good time?
Yes.
All right.
Don't prank me on Facebook, okay?
All right, Steve here from Knockout Radio, and we are talking to
Back. All right, we are back. Any feelings about that?
Life is designed to be like stepping stones. You build experience and you try new things and you expand your horizons.
My wife wore some kind of costume at the hospital yesterday, and her and a friend of hers, they've been there over 40 years, I think, at the hospital. So she made a comment to friend about, you know, stepping up the costume next year. And my wife told me that she didn't have the heart to tell her she won't be here next year. You know, that it's her career is coming, you know, and I so badly want her to do that too.
See, I think that's
same thing, to enjoy life.
So that's, I think that's one of those things about, you know, the difference as you age. Like, you know, the culture was you go to school, you get a skill set in a certain career or industry, you get certified, you stay in that lane forever, right? And then you retire. So, you know, I think now, like, there's so many opportunities out there with technology and just the way the world is, that there's so many different ways you can make money, so many different revenue sources. You get to really do different things, and you can try to, you know, do more things that make you happy and follow passions as opposed to just a job or
for sure.
a career. Because how many people went through college at a young age? And you're talking about, you know, is 17 a man?
Right, which is what I wanted to. Right.
You know, you're so young, you don't know anything about the world. You don't have any experiences of your own, and you're just doing what you see. You're literally a product of your environment. So you're just going through motions. You get to college. I know when I got to college, I was pressured by my parents. My mom was a teacher, master's degree. My father, civil engineer. I had no clue what I wanted to do in my life. But here I am. You
still
in school. Don't. Well, one day I will. But as I'm going through the process, I'm taking courses. They're starting to push me into certain curriculums and certain degrees. So how many people ended up in fields or industries that they didn't want to be in?
Right.
But because they've invested so much in education and their degree is specialized in this, they had to open an insurance agency, or they had to open up had to become an engineer. But that wasn't what they were designed to do. That wasn't their passion. So I think, you know, kudos to those of us who have the courage to try new things, that are not afraid to, like, take risk. And, you know, and that's what an entrepreneur is at heart. Someone who's willing to take risk and try new things that are not guaranteed, but are willing to work their ass off until they achieve it.
No, for sure. And my daughter falls into that. You know, my daughter has a bachelor's from UCF, a major in theater, a minor in English. I didn't really know. And now she has a master's in autistic therapy. And, you know, she teaches, you know, autistic children, most nonverbal. And it's her love. It's her absolute passion. And she got lucky that she was able to borrow a lot of money from other people.
And that same people are also financing her wedding. It's amazing. Congratulations to Emily. She's killing it.
You would be wrong on that portion.
I told you.
Finance
Well, you know, and I do want to talk about, you know, the adult thing, but goes back to, we talked about before, you're out of the house. It's bad enough if you expect a parent to pay for crap while you're in the house. Like I had to pay rent when I lived in the house. I was 7. I had to pay rent. What's up with that?
You didn't pay rent. You paid rent in your house.
Yeah.
At 7.
No, not 7.
At what age? It's not a bad strategy.
No.
Like, cause you know, like I know my wife's Brazilian, and family is most important.
She just
in the
tells
Latin,
you that.
No, but in the Latin culture, and Italy, like there are other cultures where you don't move out of your parents' house until you actually have your own family, and you stay there until like it's the American culture where they kick you out so early. 18, you got to go on your own. Like, you know, it's a different culture. But there's a strategy out there where it's
Just
like
a quick story.
Yeah, once your kids turn 18, you charge them $500 a month for rent. And then when they become 22 or 25, you give all that money back as a down payment for their home.
Right.
So it's literally a savings account, but it teaches them how to make money,
And
save.
That's
pay.
what my in-laws did,
Yeah.
you know, with my wife, and then that's the money they used for the wedding.
Yeah.
You know, I think these elaborate weddings are ridiculous.
It's crazy.
You could buy a house for what?
You could start a business, travel the world. You could do
So I
much
think
more.
once you're out of the house, you know, it's kind of like one of the TV shows, Chicago, whatever. And the lady's like 50, and she expects her parents to pay for her wedding. What? Not only should they not pay for your wedding, you shouldn't get gifts at your wedding because you already have everything, right? What are you going to give? A toaster? You already have a toaster. You already have an air fryer. I just think
maybe like a new walker, you know, better
could
grip.
be, that could be with a kung fu grip.
But what age do you think is someone classified as an adult,
Well,
as a person, as a man, as a species?
Well, you know, like in the Jewish religion, you're a man at 13 when you get bar mitzvah. Well, that's ridiculous. And I always look at like fights, and I say this all the time. A 21-year-old should not be fighting a 37-year-old. And then the 21-year-old wins. You know, so it makes my statement look kind of, I don't think a 17-year-old is a man.
Well, it depends on the discipline of the sport. I mean, some sports you peak early. You know, your best tennis players, your Olympians, your gymnasts, you know, they're the best in their teens. You know, after a certain age, you're no longer really that good, except for like cycling is one of those where muscle maturity.
It depends on how
growth.
big the needle is.
It's true.
In cycling.
Right. Yeah, gotta stay juiced up,
Right.
keep air in the tires. You know, but I mean, cycling is one of those sports where, like, the more muscle maturity you have, the more muscle density you have. That comes later in life of just years and years of training. You actually get better as you age in some sports. Bodybuilding being the same way, powerlifting, etc. But a lot of sports where it's speed driven, you're best in your teens, like tennis players, gymnasts, you know, swimmers, etc.
I don't know if I'm going to buy that. I mean, those two dudes that have won, you know, Wimbledon forever. I mean, they're about 49 now.
Yeah, we're playing
And they're still dominating.
49-year-old guys.
No, they're dominating. They're still winning majors.
Federer's done. He's not playing. Oh, Djokovic.
Yeah.
Djokovic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, he's an exception. But yeah, I mean, Mexico and certain countries, at 13 you get married, you can start a family. I mean, there's certain cultures around the world that, you know, when you hit that 13, like you said, I mean, in the Jewish community, you become a man at 13, you hit puberty. Once your body is able to produce another human, if you're a female, and your body is able to reproduce a human being, then would that classify you as a woman? Like, would you not be classified as a woman at 11 or 12 years old?
No.
I mean, what's the difference between 12 and 18 other than just experience and maturity mentally?
Yeah, that's the difference between being a child,
but physically,
a young adult, and an
there's
adult.
nothing different. Nothing changes from the time you have your first menstrual cycle as a female till your 18th birthday. Nothing would change as far as what classifies you as a woman or as an adult.
Luckily, producer is saying go to a break, so that's what we'll do.
Well, you're not going to answer the question?
We're going to a break. I do what I'm told when it comes to radio. Radio is a profession that you must follow your producer. When they tell you, you do it.
Dangerous quality to possess.
This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by Staff Zone.
Run away.
8 Man Strong,
Run
Bio
away.
Accelerator, and Bucked Up Energy Drink. We'll be back.
It's such a massive sport. UFC's been around for 30 years. 30 years. So it's not a new overnight like sensation.
First of all, let me correct you, as always, because you always say things that are incorrect. The UFC is not a
Oh,
sport.
Mary.
What's my favorite sport?
Well, it's not a sport, so how can it be your favorite
Oh,
sport
it
if it's
is.
not a sport?
Oh, right.
UFC is my favorite sport.
Well, I know
Where'd
you
your
train
husband
UFC. I get it.
You eat KFC.
It's so funny. Paul Porter, who's now on the Tan Talk Radio Network,
I almost get
always
100
calls the
texts a day
UFC. So are
about
you
you.
going to KFC this week?
And she can't stop. She really can't help herself because she's mentally deranged.
All right, Steve here from Knockout Radio, and we are talking to
Kenny Kim.
and we got R2.
RTD2 to match the shirt. RTD2. Let's go.
And then you said you're going to tell me about Fanboy. What is Fanboy?
Yeah, you know, Fanboy is just.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think, you know, Fanboy is just a place where fans can come. As you can see here, there's just a lot of people here getting autographs.
Are you almost done yet?
Nah, just getting started.
Yeah. And are you having a good time?
Yes.
All right. Very good.
Don't prank me on Facebook, okay?
It's good, but it's wild.
It's great.
How was your getaway with your the one you went for the weekend? Are you
Did we
coming
talk
here this
about
Sunday?
Dana White's PBR Bowl?
No, we did not. Did you go?
Well, no, that is
Coming up.
it's coming up on the 16th, and then I think that the PBR I think is the 16th. He was sometime this week, I think. I couldn't imagine being on a bull for 8 seconds, being flippity flop flop.
Oh, would you try it though?
Probably not.
If Dana says all three of us, you, me, and Steve, get to go out and ride the bull, you would take that opportunity.
I don't know. I'd take the opportunity to come out. I don't know if I'm getting on the bull.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You know, on this bull,
If you can set it up where I can ride Dana White's bull. You said he's got a monster that
he invited the media to get on the bull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can. Come on. If it's Dana White's bull, you know it's legit. You know he bought like the black market. Of the
Well,
bulls.
see, if you would have listened to
I think everything on the line spoiled.
Well, yeah, everything on the line.
So I wanted to know,
And
are you
anything
good with
else.
me taking everything on the line? and
Throw
throwing
it all
away?
out. It's all trash.
yeah, you were just talking about those.
I wish I was. I wish I had more time.
For what?
Because I could resurrect like the phoenix. I could
No.
come out of the ashes.
I want to get to Pizza Hut and get another pizza.
Like, dude.
That's pretty much what I want to do. All right, so you asked me last time, and I can't wait much longer because if I don't do it, we're not going to do the 10 bell. But I didn't start the show with this.
Oh, I like your patience and your ability to change. I like the acceptance that your co-host is right. sometimes.
Well, first, my co-host hasn't been here for 6 months. I don't know where Caleb is.
Right, I'm right here.
But I didn't want to not do it because I'll probably forget.
Okay.
But we all lost a friend,
Who did we lose?
Matthew Perry.
Well, I mean, was he really a friend?
Well, yeah, he was a friend. There were 6 friends.
Was he your friend?
No,
Or a friend?
he was a friend.
The friend.
He was a friend.
Okay.
He was one of the friends.
Yeah. Opiate addiction. He was open about his
Well,
addiction.
yeah, that was earlier.
They're going to find out what actually took his life. Like, I don't think they've released
No.
They need more time to, for the autopsy.
But what people don't realize, and I know this is what you're trying to teach, the youngsters over at the school, and tell Mark I said hi.
I absolutely will.
Yeah, I text him.
Yeah.
Now that I got you in with him, he doesn't seem to respond anymore.
Well, he doesn't need you anymore. I got the press.
I'm used to that. What people don't realize is the abuse that you do to your body young. It may not kill you at 22.
Sure.
But later on at 40s or 50s or 60s, when you shouldn't die, that's when some of these things finally kick in. It's damage that you've done to your body for decades and decades.
Sure.
Just because you stop doesn't mean that problem isn't still there. All of a sudden, I'm a doctor, but
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Well, we need a doctor at the show since our other doctor abandoned us.
Well, no, he was never really part of the show.
Is he a friend?
Yeah.
So you lost 2 friends.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Losing,
Well, you know, and here's where I'm going to stand on that since you're bringing that up. He still is a friend.
okay. Not your friend.
No. He's
He's a friend.
no. He's still a friend to me.
Okay.
I'm not a friend of his.
Oh, okay.
You know, he kicked me out of the circle
That's true.
because I came late to his birthday party that he spent thousands of dollars on.
Well, did you learn your lesson?
I didn't even go to Mickey D's.
Are you guys still friends? Somebody check.
Well, I did post that. I posted that. Are we still friends?
Okay.
I didn't even show. At least the other guy, I showed up late.
Okay.
Yeah, Mickey wearing an 8-man strong shirt was my gift. You know, I thought that was awesome. But yeah, it goes back to, and I know we've talked about this, you know, all the time. If you voted for this guy or that guy, unfriend me. I'm not unfriending you. I've only unfriended a couple people, you know, and out of principle, you know, I just didn't even want to see the phone open up and see, you know, their name in it. But, you know, you don't like something I'm doing, unfriend me. I don't care what you do. As long as it's not against the law, as long as it's not something you should go to prison for, I don't care.
Who's the last person you unfriended? Purposefully.
I don't know. I could think about it, you know, during the break. I could probably look it up. But unfriended off my phone or off Facebook?
Off your life. Who's like the last person you just said that I'm done? Like, do you have those kind of conversations? Like, if it got so bad, like, let's say you forget a cord at home, you come back in, you're frustrated, you start yelling at your co-host, and then like that relationship ends. Like, would you be like, hey, look, this isn't working out? Would you be that guy, or would you just like block my number, not answer my calls, and like avoid it for like you did the question about womanhood?
What do you mean? It's not like no. What happened today was 70% me, you know. So I wouldn't block you, you know. If it would have gotten ugly,
if we ever got to a point where it would break off, like
yeah, no.
Like would it be a sit down, like, hey, let's go talk, or would it be like, I'm not going to call him back, or I'm not going to answer his calls, or I'm going to take Steve to the softball tournament instead? You know, how would you end it?
It depends, you know, because typically I don't end them. I don't care. You know, even if I say something stupid or I piss you off or piss them off or whatever, I'm not mad at you. So why would I go and hide? You know, like the incident with the guy who I went to his birthday party late. I'm not hiding from him. I go do what he's walked by me. He's ignored me. Whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to lose how much sleep? None. But that would be anything. You know, there's other people like that. There was a big famous fighter that didn't like something I said or a stance when it was all the issues of a couple of years ago. Don't ever talk to me again. Your radio show's a piece of crap. So's your career. Whatever. You know, now I can't tell you who it is because I just said that.
No. Oh yeah. What about Big Dan?
No, I have nothing to do with that.
You still friends with him?
I don't know. That's up to Dan. That's like whenever there's an issue, it's not, I don't have the issue.
We should play a game.
Friend or no friend?
We should hand each other, everybody gets each other's phone. We go to Facebook to the blocked list section, and then we get a list of all the people, and we unblock one person and send them a message pretending to be you or the person's whose phone you have.
How do you find it out?
There's got to be like a feature where like it's got.
So in other words, you don't know.
I've never done it. I really don't. I'm not in the business of like blocking people. There's got to be like settings,
Help and support. Hit help and support.
Probably settings.
No, settings and privacy.
Okay, and it's probably going to be like a block.
Yeah, there's somewhere in here it says because that's how you block them.
Profile story. Oh, blocking at the bottom. Oh wow, I've blocked a lot of people.
All right, where is it? How do you get to it?
At the bottom in settings.
Bottom of what?
Go to settings.
All right, I'm at settings.
Go to the bottom. It should say blocking.
No.
Keep going all the way down. Scroll all the way down.
Threads, WhatsApp.
Let me see. There.
I can't.
That's what mine looks like.
Because then you'll see that I blocked you.
So I've got quite a few. Oh, I remember that guy.
I really want to find it.
Yeah, I remember there was a period there where a lot of people used to send me messages because like I would always have my shirt off in the media, and a lot of men would send me like unwanted suggestive
All right,
photos.
let's go back. All right, tell me again. Where do you go?
All right, so go to settings.
Settings of what?
Your
Facebook?
Phone, your phone settings.
All right, so
Phone settings.
that's in the settings. Okay.
Okay, hold on.
All right.
Oh no, go. I'm sorry. Facebook. Go to Facebook.
Through settings.
Do your app. No, just your app.
This is
Just go.
awful radio, but it's
No,
so
good.
much fun. All right, I'm at Facebook.
Okay, now go down to settings at the bottom below all those.
I don't know where settings is.
Let's see. Let's see.
This thing here.
Here, let's see.
Oh my God!
What are you doing?
I don't want you to know that I blocked you.
You're not blocking me. All right, there's settings right there at the bottom. Okay, so now go all the way to the bottom of settings,
All the way to the bottom.
and it should say blocking.
Blocking.
So hit that. It's
All
going
right.
to give you a list of all the people you blocked.
Holy crap! I don't even know half those people.
Oh, you do.
Oh my
You
God!
just don't remember.
No. Oh my God! I got to unblock that one. What?
So let's go through and like send
Oh my
messages.
God!
I think we should play this game for real. Like, and you can't see what the other person writes. So I give you my phone, I get your phone. We unblock all these people. We send them a message pretending to be you.
I
Or
didn't.
You pretend to be me.
I didn't.
And
block
just
half
see what
these
kind of
people.
responses we get back.
This is insane.
Yeah.
I did block all these fast checking things because that's a pain in the butt. Holy cannoli!
Right?
I'm telling you, I didn't block a couple of these people.
I got Joe Foster blocked. How did his message get through yesterday?
And I blocked.
Oh, he went to the page. He went around my block. He went to the page, or I'm not blocked him.
This is awesome.
Oh, look at that.
Randy butt dials a lot, so
I do that.
you
How do you butt dial? How does that work? It's in your pocket. How does it dial?
Wow. Oh, I guess I blocked the mini donut guy. Oh,
That's awesome.
I thought we were still friends.
I
Guess we're not. I guess I blocked him. Dang.
So-
See, we can make a game show of this next week, like unblocked, like the segment.
All right, now, how do I
See what
find
you think.
this
Yeah,
one? Would be
that's
even
right.
better.
Huh?
How do I find?
Dr. Davidson.
Well, no, he's not on social media.
Okay.
Yeah. So, how do I find who I blocked on Twitter?
Oh, you would have to go to Twitter. and
Well,
do
I'm
the
on
same
Twitter.
thing.
I'm on Twitter.
There's got to be a setting, you know.
That I think would be fun because there's some people in here that I could get in trouble with if you knew who I blocked. And then there's others. There's some celebrities I blocked. Like they care.
They might.
I just don't want to see their crap. That was a good segment. I liked it.
But I think we should do it for real. Like we actually trade and we just send random messages
Well,
on your behalf.
Here's why I won't do that. I don't trust you.
Why? What would I say that you wouldn't say?
First of all, I don't trust you
No, why would you say that?
because I don't trust you.
Because I'm going to say the wrong thing because I'm making it entertaining.
Because you know a couple people that I have blocked, and I would never speak to these people again. And you'll go and do something stupid.
Even if I don't do a barbecue cookout at
Anything,
your house with your address.
just responding,
Pool party at Randy Harris's house at 2:00 Sunday.
just responding to these people in general. I want
Message me for details. Pool party coming up Sunday.
Speaking of which, our final break ever coming to you live from the St. Pete Racket Club. Can't wait to get the hell out of here.
Bring your floaties.
This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by Bio Accelerator, Bucked Up Energy Drink, 8-Man Strong, and Staff Zone. We'll be back for one more segment.
That sounded creepy.
I had World Class Fight League.
All right, Steve here from Knockout Radio, and we are talking to. And we got
RTD2 to match the shirt. RTD2. Let's go.
And then you said you're going to tell me about Fanboy. What is Fanboy?
Yeah, you know, Fanboy is definitely.
So then you
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think, you know, Fanboy is just a place where fans can come.
We
As
can
you
make a
see
fun
here,
segment
there's
out
just
of
a lot
that.
of
We can make
people
that
getting
a huge
autographs.
Are you almost done yet?
Nah, just getting started.
And are you having a good time?
Yes.
you got to get through.
Don't prank me on Facebook,
We set
okay?
we set up as a real like we could talk ahead of time. Hey, what did you block them for? What's the relationship? Then we send a loaded
It's such
question.
a massive sport. UFC's been around for 30 years.
No,
We
because
could either repair relationships or we could like burn them to the ground.
well, first of all, you would purposely do the one.
I would not.
Hey, I know you would.
Would not.
You've already said you would,
We'll do what?
and I don't want to. I
I
don't.
wouldn't say anything.
I'm saying I don't want to restore shit with him. I don't want to.
What if I could fix a relationship? I could be like Dr. Phil.
Zero.
Like I could be a Dr. Phil, get a couch,
Zero.
just have you lay down,
Zero.
talk about your feelings.
Zero.
Steve, you like
Ooh,
the idea?
Yeah, I like the idea. Let's
We're back.
Okay.
All right, we are back. I'm going to use all of the research I did on John Waite now.
Yeah. Why'd you waste your time on that guy?
Well, John Waite didn't call in, but at least I have a lot of stuff I want to ask him.
What a baby that guy
He was the baby.
is. No.
No doubt about
Then he
that.
grows up. Like I guess you have. If you have a band that's named the baby, eventually it outgrows
The
itself.
babies.
Well, they all grew up. Now
Well, they
it's not
did.
Babies.
Now they're the oldies.
Yeah.
Billy Idol.
It was
How
another.
is touring different?
Who?
How is touring different? We should ask Steve this, but I'm curious. Seriously, this is a serious question that I wanted to ask him, and we will ask the
Alright,
next. All right, what's the question?
Well, back in the day, they used to be like all sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and the lifestyle was like hard on their body and just like crazy, like on the show, road, party, always.
Would you like to know the question now?
Now they're all about health and fitness, doing yoga, trying to like reverse the damage, like you were talking about Matthew Perry.
Would you like to hear the question first?
To extend their life.
Okay,
Yeah, go
that's
ahead.
not my question.
Sure. Go ahead.
Serious question. Well, let me turn on because maybe.
Well, Steve's going to talk.
Well, he might have to answer this.
Was he unblocked during the last segment? Did we? Did
Right.
you guys repair your relationship?
So
give him a voice.
Here's my question: how different is touring when you're the lead singer of a group, or it's your band? Like John Waite did some John Waite stuff, and then he was in the Babies. He had one of those super bands. So how different is it when you're in a band of equals, or you're the head guy, Steve?
It's a lot better when you're the head guy because
You do
don't have
nothing.
Yeah, you don't have to talk to anybody. You don't have to. You just there's like no democracy. You're the man, and you never get upset basically unless you're like the club owner or the venue or something like that. Nothing ever upsets you, or you just replace that person.
So back in the Motorhead days, if there was an issue, they never went to Lemmy.
I don't know what you mean by that. Like
You said that there's no worries. So I'm saying if you're the head guy of the band and there's an issue, whatever it may be, they don't go to the lead singer. They don't go to the head guy, Lemmy, back in the day of Motorhead. Who would they go to?
Well, that was a little bit different. Lemmy, probably in a small couple little portions of the band, he was like the end all be all, but really it was 33%. Lemmy wanted it that way because if Lemmy was to steer the wrong direction, the other guys would steer him, in the right direction.
Kind of like allegedly in the movie Bohemian Rhapsody, where Freddie Mercury had all the power, allegedly. And then when he went off and he came back, then it's like, oh no, now we've got to do quarters. And everything we do, quarters.
Yeah. No, well, but Lemmy was very correct. Looking back is very correct. Not just being the one brain, he wanted all three to make sure Motorhead steered the right way. Lemmy was smart.
Now, am I right about the health and fitness side of the touring industry? Like, are the rock and roll guys now more worried about longevity and living longer and not dying?
No, because the groupies are different now. You need a bigger tour bus as they're older.
Well, I know you have to have motorized like lifts and things. Is that what you're saying? Is like they need more room?
Yeah, exactly. More room so get the wheelchairs in. The bus drops down.
That's so weird. Oh, your bus got hydraulics? Like, no, it's just
Again, serious question, because I always say you want to be the lead singer, because the lead singer, Robin Zander, whether he's Cheap Trick or he's singing with I forget the name of the band that is, Safety Harbor or Main Street or whatever. When you're a drummer, when you're a guitar player, that's not as apt to happen. I mean, yeah, you've got some legendary whatevers, but
the Def Leppard guy, he's the star of the whole show. One-armed drummer. I mean, that's unbelievable.
But here's where you're a knucklehead. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but you only know him because he's a one-armed drummer.
It. And he's the best one-armed drummer I've met.
He's the best one-armed drummer you probably ever watched.
That's it. He's the master. I saw one-legged man kick his own ass once. It was at the state
It
fair.
fell down.
He fell down. He fell down.
Two buses on the way.
All right, so update us real quick on the Arnold, the Universe, all that stuff this weekend.
Mr. Olympia competition going on in Orlando, Friday, Saturday, Olympia weekend, BKFC, Friday night, Orlando, same place, Orange County Convention Center. And then Saturday, SFA Academy, Special Fit, Olympic team competing. We got 100 athletes competing this year in the Sports Fest, so we'll be featured. Hopefully Arnold Schwarzenegger will come by and do a little video for our program, and Mark Wahlberg, I heard, is on deck to come by and do some stuff with our athletes. So big weekend, right down I-4, and looking forward to it.
And what time will that be so I can be there?
All day. It's an all-day event, so I plan on being there from 9 a.m. till 6 at night.
When's Arnold get there?
Arnold gets there whenever Arnold wants to get there. That's the man.
I was at the Arnold and saw Arnold.
Yeah.
It's he has a full array of security and
Sure.
the whole 9 yards. Who will have a bigger entourage, Arnold or Mark Wahlberg?
Arnold.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, Wahlberg's young. He's still agile. Like Arnold can't get away. He's too
No, Arnold's
small.
going to have security.
Yeah.
I didn't say security. I said entourage. Whoa, I didn't even get it. I didn't even realize I did that.
Yeah, the entourage.
That was the show,
Yeah, good
Entourage.
show.
Oh, that was really good, and I didn't even mean to do it.
Good job. We'll edit that one back out. But no, it's gonna be a great weekend. Excited about it, and our football team takes on Trinity in Jacksonville Friday night.
And you're not going.
I can't. I'll be at the BKFC.
What kind of coach are you? What kind of mentor are you? How do you not pick priorities properly?
Well, I mean, my job is really done. Like I got them ready for the competition. I'm not drawing out plays on the sideline. I'm not the coach. I'm not giving them instruction. I'm not telling them.
Are you even on the sideline?
I am.
Are you really?
Yeah.
How'd you finagle that?
Well, so
You just walk out there.
No, I have to help water guy get water. And there's times where I
Do you
pick
call
up-
it water or do you call it H2O?
That's water. Yeah. Well, H2 because you want the 2 hydrogen. So you have to be certified. To handle those kind of chemicals, but I am. And I went to school for that.
Elementary school.
Well, still a tough program.
You didn't clarify what school.
I didn't say. I mean,
Give me the Bucks Houston score for Sunday. What do you think?
16 to 20. Houston.
Taking Houston. And I believe Houston is favored by 3. So, and you typically get 3 for playing at home. So, it should be a close game.
Yeah. I don't think a lot of offense. I think it's going to be kind of.
Your thoughts on, and I know you don't have any, but the Buccaneers activated their 3rd string quarterback. They released a defensive lineman to put a 3rd string quarterback who won't play.
I don't know why they don't give Trask the shot.
Absolutely not.
Why?
Absolutely not.
You need to test the theory, test it out. Like, see,
there's nothing to test.
He's a good quarterback. He outperformed Mayfield in
when?
Huh?
When?
In training camp.
How do you know?
Because I was there.
You were not there.
I saw I lived through you vicariously.
Okay, and
I saw your video.
And I never said
I
Trask.
saw the velocity come out of the pocket. I saw his accuracy.
I never said
Trask is going to take this team to the promised land. You got to believe in Trask.
There is 0 chance that Trask was ever going to be the starting quarterback.
But he might. He could have the talent. He could be the next Tim Tebow.
Well, he could
coming out of
another team
out of Florida.
This team needs a lot of things.
Yeah.
This team needs some things they don't have. Obviously, some things they're never
Why
going to
don't you
get.
like Trask? What's wrong with
It's
Trask?
not that I don't like him.
Are you going to block him again on Facebook?
It's not that I don't like
He's going
him.
to block you if you don't.
The fact that he was the 3rd string last year should tell you all you need to know.
You're working your way up.
Okay.
It's like George and Weezy. You think George started at the penthouse? No. To the deluxe apartment in the sky? You think it just went straight to the deluxe apartment? No. He had to work his way up. He had to do dry cleaning and pay his dues, earn his stripes, and then he gets to the promised land.
Trask earned his way to where he is in the fact that the number 1 and the number 2 quarterbacks on this team left.
Who's number 3 they activated?
Wolford.
Who?
Exactly. Another team wanted to sign him off the practice squad. He wanted to stay here in Tampa.
Really? Well, the weather's nice.
taxes are better.
Yeah.
His mom lives in Tampa. I believe his dad lives in Jacksonville. I believe he lives in Miami.
Yeah, you're a Florida guy. It's hard to go anywhere else. I mean, this is where people just wait to die.
You know, funny you said that because I've always heard that my whole life, right?
Yeah.
So we go to this event on Thursday with Fair Play and Johnny Bananas and Dax, and all these young people are in this room.
Yeah.
The girl that was in the challenge, some artist that's opening up some spots here on Central Avenue, and he goes, Tampa sucks. St. Pete's the hip place.
It is.
I know that, but you just said it's where people come to die,
Well, Florida,
which is what it was. No,
Yeah,
St. Pete.
so it used to be Heaven's Waiting Room.
St. Pete was.
Right.
Right.
But now the average age has dropped by 40 years in the last 15 that I've lived here.
And when I get to 40, I'll be able to be at that number.
Yeah.
What the hell are you laughing at?
41.
I don't understand what you're.
40 sleeps away.
You know, when I die,
Yes.
you're going to be heartbroken.
Just unblock me so I can follow along, make sure I know when to show up.
I'm not unblocking. I don't unblock anybody. I just unblocked the one thing that I did not block.
You blocked it.
I didn't.
You're just age you forgot.
No.
You
Why?
just- you-
Why
you
would I
forgot-
block
You
that?
forgot the core to the show. Like you think you were going to remember blocking somebody?
I did forget the cord. It was in the backpack. Why I would have put it in the backpack? Well, probably because I was so overwhelmed of cleaning up all my crap with no help. No, that wasn't directed at you, but
I'm gonna unblock you when I get home, and we can be friends.
I don't
again.
care. No, what do you mean again?
Yeah, it's like a renewal process. Yeah, like I think marriages should be like that. You should get married for 5 years, then you have an option to continue. Like you sit down, you want to continue on? Yes.
Bad idea.
Why? It's like a renewal. It's
Yeah,
like a lease.
but what if we were playing a board game once, and the question was, if you could go back in time, would you marry the same person? And I believe my wife said no.
She's a smart lady. I mean, she's paid a lot of dues in her life.
No doubt. I took the granddaughter to go see her at the hospital the other day, and I joked and said something to Nell, and I said, but you cannot tell Nana that I said this because she will divorce me if you say this to her. And then, of course, I told my wife what I said. So, every morning the baby comes down and where's Nana? Nana's at work. Why is she at work? I said, she's at work so Rara doesn't have to. I'm going to hell if I believed in it.
Well, see, if you get a chance, like every 5 years, you renew the license.
Well, no, the problem is a lot of people wouldn't. If you had that option, even though you have an option.
Because if you mess up and go to jail, you get an end date. You serve your punishment.
Are you implying that marriage is like jail?
No, it's worse because it's still death. Marriage is there's no end date. At least criminals have something to look forward to. They're like, oh, on this day I'm gonna be set free and I'm gonna be open and it's all good. I think you should have renewal periods.
Yeah, I'm good.
Put me on a ballot. Let's vote.
Well, she would say no.
You don't know that.
Oh no, she's told me.
She doesn't speak. You're probably blocked her too.
No, I would never block her.
She's pretty good.
Yeah, she's awesome. Her children are okay, and you're awful.
My kids are honor roll students, straight A's.
Except for some B's.
Did you hear that, Steve? My daughter got straight A's, all B's, or one B. All A's, one B.
And I said, that's awful. I hate people that do that. My kid made straight A's and 2 B's.
She's also undefeated.
Well, then she didn't make straight A's.
She didn't win last game. But we're undefeated this season. 5-2.
Participation. Do you allow participation trophies in the house? Seriously.
I can't.
Yeah, I never let them bring them home.
I mean, my wife, she would allow it.
Well, she has a participation trophy. It's you. But she allows you in the house.
Because when you accept mediocrity,
that's right,
and you let it breathe, it grows and it goes into other areas of your life. So I would say no. I don't want your second place trophy.
Second place is almost okay. It's when you get a third place trophy or fifth place.
It's all or nothing.
It's second place is first loser.
Yeah.
Ricky Bobby.
Yep. You got to be a winner or nothing. My trophies, like they boxed up my trophies here. Like the paint's not even dry.
Let me be honest with you. They boxed up all your crap.
At least I don't have to do all the labor.
I'm surprised it's not out front.
Saves me time. There's a lot out back. But no, they put my trophies when I fastest media lap at St. Pete Grand Prix.
Which wasn't true, but they wanted you to feel good.
First place.
That was a participation trophy.
I got the trophies at first place. First place team media challenge. I mean, I wouldn't accept it as a second place.
All right, we're out. We are gone. We will never return to this racket place. Why would we come back here?
Never say never. Looking for an investor.
Trust
Yeah.
me, they're not bringing you back, which means I'm not coming back.
Block me. Send me your offers.
All right, see everybody next week. We'll have hopefully info on our new location. See ya.